Chapter 26, The Spring Fruits in Hand, Makita's Curiosity. Wow! Is this our pirate ship? Captain Rifan, how did you do it? That toy model ship actually turned into a real pirate ship. It's almost like a dream. Makita dragged Bellamy's legs to Rifan, and looked at Rifan with a pair of beautiful eyes. It is indeed a very good pirate ship. I don't know if the passengers can become smaller and bigger with this pirate ship. If you can follow the pirate ship to become smaller, even in the face of the Marines' pursuit, the possibility of escaping will increase a lot. Robin rested her chin on one hand and muttered to herself. It's just a little trick, don't be too surprised. Plus, the ship can only get bigger and smaller with cargo. As passengers, there is no way for us to grow bigger and smaller with it. Come on, Makita, Robin, aboard our Black Pearl. We're almost ready to go. Rifan raised his hands and patted the shoulders of Makita and Robin beside him. Then he jumped directly to the deck of the Black Pearl. Wait a minute, brother, the rising current is tomorrow, and you can't reach Sky Island even if you go out to sea now. After being surprised, Cricket hurried forward, wanting to persuade Rifan again. Hehe, even if there is no upwelling current, I have a way to get to Sky Island. Robin, Makita, let's go and see the rooms in the ship first. Then we can go. Rifan waved his hand, and the two boarded the deck. When the two came to his side, he said something to Robin and Makita, and then walked towards the interior of the cabin. Really, Captain Rifan? That is amazing. Makita now admires Rifan almost infinitely, so she naturally believes what Rifan said. As for Robin, although she was puzzled, she still walked up with him. Soon, the three of them disappeared in front of Cricket. What an incredible guy! Maybe he can really find the legendary golden town of Shandora. Cricket scratched the back of his head and sighed. At the same time, on the other side, in the direction of Mok Town, Blackbeard Teach looked deeply at the peninsula where Rifan and the others were located. Although it's a little weak, that breath should be Conqueror's haki. In the first half of the Grand Line, there are people with such potential. Zhahaha, it's really interesting. Although that guy Rifan rejected me, it would be pretty cool if I could invite someone with Conqueror's haki to be my crew member. Delicious. Damn, the cherry pie made by that guy Rifan is really delicious. It's a pity he doesn't want to be the chef of my pirate team. Blackbeard laughed loudly, carrying a large bag of cherry pie, and stuffing pie into his mouth as he walked towards the peninsula where Rifan was. He Black Pearl, inside the cabin. This is the bookstore, Robin, I will let you take care of it from now on. Afterwards you can buy some books you want to read. And Makita, this is a chocolate house, where you can make chocolates, pastries, etc. in the future. Of course, the conditions of the pirate ship are limited, and the size of the room is still somewhat limited. If there is a chance in the future, I can change you to a bigger room. Rifan pushed open the doors of the cabin and quickly introduced them to Robin and Makita. No, it's already good, Captain Rifan. You are amazing, I love you. Makita threw Bellamy on the deck excitedly, and then ran to her chocolate shop to look left and right. Although it was just a chocolate shop on a pirate ship, it was enough to satisfy Makita. Seeing Makita's happy face, Rifan felt that if her loyalty to him hadn't reached the point of intimacy, this chocolate shop alone can once again increase Makita's loyalty to him. However, I still have to find a way to make Makita's loyalty 100%. According to the rules of the copy space, as long as the loyalty of the companion reaches 100%, the captain can gain some abilities from his companions. I don't know if I can get permission to use Makita's Kilo fruit by then. Rifan thought in his heart. Although the Kilo fruit is not very powerful, there is still a high-ranking fruit with tons of weight on top of it. And on the top, there is a float fruit pressing on it. But at least the Kilo fruit can give users the ability to suspend and float in the air. Among other things, this mobility alone, Rifan knew it could improve his chances of surviving in battle. And in the future, if Makita and himself can become physical masters like CP9 agents, the ability to Kilo fruit will definitely bring them considerable help. It's really nice. It's rare that you can build such a room on a small 3-masted sailing ship. Speaking of which, did the library room and the chocolate shop exist when you built this ship, or did you build them just now? Robin asked curiously. Well, after a little thought in my mind, they came out. Rifan didn't hide it either, and said it casually. Is that so? I've seen objects eat devil fruit and gain abilities. Could it be that your ship is the product of devil fruit ability? asked Robin. No. But I think it's probably even rarer than a ship that ate devil fruit. Rifan chuckled, and then grabbed the neck of the unconscious Bellamy and lifted him up. Seeing this, a light flashed in Robin's eyes. In her mind, the picture of Rifan getting Mr. 5 devil fruit came to mind. Rifan, Robin, can you give me the pear in your satchel? Robin, my pleasure. Robin wants to see if Rifan can really deprive others of their devil fruit ability, after giving the pear to Rifan. She took a step back, fixed her eyes on Rifan, who used the dark fruit ability to wrap himself in Bellamy. The next moment, Bellamy's miserable screams came from the black mist. As time passed, Bellamy's screams became weaker and weaker. When his cry disappeared, the black mist surrounding him and Rifan also slowly dissipated. At this time, the appearance of the pear in Rifan's hand has also changed drastically. Not only has the volume increased, but there are also many spiral lines on the skin. Haha, congratulations to Rifan for getting another devil fruit. Dark fruit is so scary. Rifan's choice is so accurate. However, this time there is no global announcement in the dungeon space. That's right, after all, the achievement of getting devil fruit for the first time has been achieved. Although the achievement of obtaining devil fruit for the first time has been achieved, there may be another achievement of obtaining a certain amount of devil fruit for the first time in the future. If there is such an achievement, it can definitely be achieved with Rifan's strength. By the way, why are there no lost dogs and foreigners talking? Are they all dead? Hehe, those guys probably only dare to watch helplessly now, and they don't dare to come to our live broadcast room to bark. Just as the audience in Giant Panda thought, all foreign audiences and officials are watching Rifan's performance with serious expressions. However, they can't do anything but just watch. Even if they wanted to get their own or even reincarnated people from other countries to join forces to deal with Rifan, they couldn't do it because they couldn't contact the reincarnated people. In the end, many national officials who were unhappy with Giant Panda could only vent their grievances on Giant Panda's diplomacy. It's just that neither ordinary people nor officials in Giant Panda at this moment care about their threatening diplomatic methods. At the same time, like the audience, Robin and Makita also looked at Rifan and the devil fruit in Rifan's hands in surprise. This man can really take away other people's devil fruit. What kind of ability is this? Robin thought in surprise. Is this that bastard devil fruit? Captain Rifan is amazing, you really can do anything. Hey, Captain Rifan, if you use your ability, can you take out the devil fruit from my body? And let me eat another more powerful devil fruit? Makita asked Rifan admiringly and curiously. Chapter 27, Strengthening Partners and Selling Devil Fruit. That's a very good question. If possible, I also want to help Makita to replace your Kilo fruit with Logia or Eudemon's devil fruit. But, those who I use my ability to take away their devil fruit will lose their lives just like Bellamy. So I can't replace devil fruit for you. Maybe, after my strength is more proficient, I can help you replace it. Rifan put his hand on Makita's shoulder, and said with some uncertainty. For things like replacing devil fruit, Rifan felt that relying solely on the power of dark fruit is not as good as relying on the power of copy space. As long as there is a replacement devil fruit scroll or double devil fruit scroll or even a triple devil fruit scroll in the copy space, it is quite easy to obtain other fruit abilities. Forget it then, I don't want to become like this guy. Makita looked at Bellamy, who died miserably, and shook her head repeatedly. Replacing devil fruit, although I can't do it for you. But I can help you further improve your strength. Makita, give me your hand. While talking, Rifan held out his hand to Makita. Really? Makita's eyes lit up, and she quickly stretched out her hands to hold Rifan's hand tightly. With the experience of her strength increasing rapidly last time, now Makita is extremely addicted to Rifan's mysterious power. At this moment, Makita was naturally extremely excited when she heard that there was another chance to become stronger soon. Rifan nodded slightly, and in the next moment directly used the primary observation Haki Awakening Scroll in the inventory on Makita through the communication with copy space. You use the primary observation Haki Awakening Scroll on Makita the pastry chef. Makita's personal attributes have been refreshed, please check for yourself. Your talent Strengthen the Crew, equal return has been activated. Since you have awakened the primary observation Haki, this strengthening conversion is equivalent to one of the Marine 6 styles, Iron Body. Your personal attribute has been refreshed, please check it yourself. This is really a surprise. Even though I have awakened the primary observation Haki, Strengthening the Crew, my talents can also bring me feedback. The talent transformed by the system is really strong. But why iron body? There is no good end for those who practice this thing. And the Haki Awakening Scroll is only transformed into one of the Marine 6 styles, which is a little bit less. Thinking of the scene where many people using iron body were beaten to the ground, the corners of Rifan's mouth twitches uncontrollably. But soon, Rifan put aside the strange thoughts in his heart. And secretly opened his own personal attribute panel. Originally, he thought that since he had awakened Haki, his talent could no longer feed back the strengthening of Makita to him. Although it is only an iron body feedback now, it can be regarded as a surprise. I hope next time, at least I want the feedback to give me a shaved or moonwalk or something. Rifan was thinking in his heart while looking at his personal panel. Pirates, Black Pearl Pirates. Name, Rifan. Age, 25 years old. Position, Captain. Talent, strengthen the crew, equal returns. Points, 0 points. Physical, 2110 points. Physical level, D level. Devil Fruit, Dark Fruit. Skill, Marine 6 styles iron body. Special abilities, Primary Armament Haki, Primary Armament Haki, Primary Conqueror's Haki. Props, Teleportation Pointer, Small 3-masted sailboat, Explosive Fruit, Spring Fruit. Partner, Makita. Captain Rifan, is this the power of the observation Haki that you and Robin discussed earlier? I feel that my senses have suddenly become so sharp that I can even hear the sound outside the ship. After carefully feeling the power in her body, Makita opened her eyes and looked at Rifan happily. That's right, this is the observation Haki. Now, you should know why I was able to detect that you and Robin were pretending to be asleep. Rifan let go of Makita's hand, teasingly pinching Makita's face. Then, wasn't I scared then? Makita smiled shyly. Then she took a deep breath, and hugged Rifan's neck as if mustering up her courage, leaving a single lip print on Rifan's face again. Thank you, Captain Rifan. I'm going to get acquainted with this new power of mine. Makita let go of Rifan, not even daring to look at Rifan, and quickly ran to the side. Rifan looked at Makita's back with a smile on his face, and felt that the woman in front of him was extremely cute. Originally, she was just an object that Rifan invited by chance before inviting Robin. But now, he gradually felt that it would be nice to invite such a lovely and youthful woman. It seems that you are very popular with Miss Valentine, Rifan. Aside, Robin suddenly spoke. I'm honored that Makita likes me. Rather, I'm quite happy to be treated like this by a girl. It's you, Robin, seeing your hesitant expression on your face, is there anything you want to say to me? Rifan asked. I'm just a little curious about your power. Even with the power of observation Haki, can you help others awaken at will? Why, could it be that Ms. Robin also wants me to awaken her observation Haki? If I say yes, will you help me wake up? Of course, as long as you can become my crew. Really, do I need to give you a kiss like Miss Valentine? If Robin really wanted to give me a kiss, I'd love to take it. Hehe, Mr. Rifan, please help me find the pone glyph first. After Robin finished speaking, she chuckled and walked to the other side. The corner of Rifan's mouth turned up, he smiled slightly, and then fixed his gaze on his personal attribute panel. Physical points have reached 2110 points, and I don't know how many physical points are needed to reach sea-level physical strength. And Devil Fruit. If it's an explosive fruit, it should be pretty good. If it is well developed, it should be stronger than Doflamingo's subordinates who use exploding devil ability. Perhaps I can reserve this devil fruit for a certain partner for use in the future. However, the spring fruit is not worth much to eat. Should I use it to trade with other reincarnators? Rifan rubbed his chin, thinking in his heart. Soon, Rifan made a decision. Following his mind control, the spring fruit that was originally placed on the prop bar was moved to the trade bar between reincarnators. In Rifan's opinion, since the spring fruit is useless, it is a good choice to exchange it for some points. However, considering that all reincarnators are in their infancy, Rifan did not dare to set the transaction amount too high. Please confirm whether to place the spring fruit at the trading center among reincarnators for 3000 points for sale. Add 2 conditions. First, 2000 points are enough for reincarnators from Giant Panda to buy the spring devil fruit. Secondly, if the reincarnators of the Bald Eagle country want to buy spring devil fruit, it needs 4000 points. The transaction conditions have been confirmed, and your product spring fruit has been placed in the transaction center. When a reincarnated person buys it, the copy space will give you a reminder. Chapter 28, Threat. Meet Blackbeard again. As the spring fruit is hung in the trading center of the reincarnation. Soon someone discovered that the number in the trading center that had always been 0 suddenly changed to 1. When everyone clicked in to see it, they were immediately beyond shock. Kangaroo, Helena, a devil fruit that can turn a part of its body into a spring? Should it be said that Rifan, have you started uploading devil fruit for sale so soon? Green pheasant, Koharu Momika, it's a pity that it needs 3000 points, it's really too expensive for me. Master Rifan, can't it be cheaper? Giant panda, Ray, Rifan is indeed worthy of respect, and he still cares about his countrymen. It's a pity that even if it's 2000 reincarnation points I can't get it out for the time being. Giant panda, Ralph, 1000 points less than reincarnators from other countries is already a huge discount. I will work hard and strive to get this spring fruit as soon as possible. Its power seems to be able to give me more development directions in my way of fighting. Bald eagle, Tina, hey, it's fine for the reincarnators in Giant Panda to spend 1000 less purchase points, but why do we have to spend 1000 more reincarnation points? Rifan, you are too much of a bully, right? Unfortunately, I still want to have a passionate wrestling with you. Bald eagle, Sarah Bryan, presumably Rifan blamed us for what happened to Ethan. Bald eagle, Tina, what, why should we take that guy's blame? Ethan, you bastard killed us. Bald eagle, Ethan, shut up woman. Damn Rifan, did you take Bellamy's devil fruit too? Giant panda, Rifan, that's right, and thank you for bringing that guy to me. By the way, the spring fruit this time is considering that everyone has just arrived in the dungeon world. After waiting for a while, if you want to buy devil fruit from me, it may not be at this price. Green pheasant, Odashi, hehe, Rifan, do you think you are amazing? You just got lucky. Even without you, everyone can become a devil fruit user. Some get cocky you bastard. Giant panda, Rifan, is that so, Mr. Odashi, why don't you become a devil fruit user first? Green pheasant, Odashi, you just wait and see, I will become the devil fruit user that you can't even imagine. Giant panda, Rifan, since you are so confident, then I will add another rule, the players named Odashi of Green Pheasant cannot buy spring fruit. Green pheasant, Koharu Momika, Mr. Rifan, please only punish Odashi alone, please don't punish an innocent girl like me as well. Koharu Momiko looked at the communication interface worriedly. She is afraid that Rifan will increase the purchase amount of the reincarnators of the green pheasant just like increasing the purchase amount of the reincarnation of the bald eagle because of Odashi. What she didn't know was that Rifan had completely offended the bald eagle officials by killing their special forces. That's why the transaction amount of all bald eagle empire reincarnations will be increased. Unless something similar happened between the green pheasant reincarnators and him. Otherwise, Rifan does not plan to increase the transaction amount of the overall reincarnators of the green pheasant. After all, points should be earned. Bald eagle, Tina, yes, Rifan, if you want to punish, just punish Ethan alone, I am also very interested in spring fruit, can you give me a discount? Bald eagle Sarah Bryan, I agree. Rifan did not answer Koharu Momo, Tina, and Sarah Bryan. After looking at the name of the reincarnators that appeared in the communication interface, he closed the personal panel and refocused on Makita and Robin. It's time to go. Robin, Makita, put down your supplies. Then come on deck with me, and I'll take you to Sky Island. Rifan smiled, carried Bellamy and walked towards the deck. Upon hearing this, Robin and Makita naturally followed Rifan's instructions. After putting down the supplies, they came to the deck with Rifan. Zahahaha, what a fate, Rifan. I didn't expect to meet you here. Is this ship yours? It looks pretty good. Just after arriving on the deck, a familiar voice came from the island. Rifan followed the sound and found that it was Blackbeard Teach. This guy actually came here. Rifan muttered to himself, and threw the disabled Bellamy onto the shore. We meet again, Teach, what are you doing here? After telling Makita and Robin to get ready to set sail, Rifan lay down on the side of the ship and asked Teach. While speaking, a teleportation pointer appeared in Rifan's hand, ready to leave Gaia Island and Blackbeard at any time. Right now, he didn't think he was capable of dealing with Blackbeard. If a battle happened accidentally, he would be the one who was unlucky. At the same time, Rifan gave Cricket not far away a look, signaling him to leave quickly. Cricket is such a good guy, the moment he saw Blackbeard he knew he was a tough guy. Receiving a reminder from Rifan at this moment, he naturally turned around and walked towards the forest not far away. Blackbeard glanced at Cricket, but didn't pay much attention to him. He looked meaningfully at the fallen Bellamy pirates, then looked at Rifan and asked. Rifan, I felt the breath of Conqueror's Haki earlier. Can you tell me who cast Conqueror's Haki? Hearing this, Rifan immediately understood why Blackbeard came here. His Conqueror's Haki is only at the primary level, and once it explodes, it will pour out uncontrollably. The expansion range of Conqueror's Haki is naturally beyond his control. If Blackbeard is not far from here, it is normal to be able to feel it. It's the Conqueror's Haki I use. Rifan nodded slightly, graciously admitting it. This is really... I didn't expect you to have such courage. Zahahaha, as expected, you should be my chef, Rifan. Blackbeard laughed. Sorry, Teach. As you can see, I now have my own pirate ship, and my current identity is a captain. Zahahaha, it's okay. Since you are a pirate, you should be able to accept the fight. Fight? Do you want to fight me, Teach? That's right. If I beat you, how about you joining me with your people and ship? Blackbeard laughed, and streaks of black mist rose up on himself. The sturdy aura began to erupt from the inside of his body, spreading in all directions. Although it's not Conqueror's Haki, Blackbeard's aura honed by fighting in the New World for many years is still shocking. Robin and Makita looked at Rifan strangely when they saw the black mist on Blackbeard. Chapter 29 Blackbeard, what, Rifan has the same ability as me. Green Pheasant, haha, it's over now, Rifan will go offline soon. Cole Lima, it's really a happy scene. If Rifan and Blackbeard fight, it will definitely expose Dark Fruit's affairs, and he will definitely be beaten to death by Blackbeard. Bald Eagle, hehe, there's something to watch. Let's see how your Rifan can escape the current predicament. I said, have you all forgotten that our Rifan has already made plans to leave just now? These foreigners probably ignore the fact that Rifan has a pointer that can teleport them because they only want to see what they want to see, haha. You bastard, who do you think you are, how dare you talk to my Captain Rifan like that? Be careful, I will teach you a lesson. Makita rolled up her sleeves, as if planning to do something right away. Zahahaha, is this little girl your woman? No, she should only be a partner. Little girl, I'm talking to Rifan, you don't have the right to intervene here. Blackbeard glared at Makita fiercely, the fierce gaze made Makita's heart skip a beat because of her awakened observation haki. Subconsciously, she began to feel that Blackbeard in front of her was very dangerous. Seeing this, Rifan immediately protected Makita behind her. Don't be so aggressive to my crew, Teach. Also, Makita is just very tough on my enemy. But to me, she is very gentle. Rifan said. Really, that's a partner suitable for being a woman. Rifan, join me. If possible, I don't want to do anything to you. If you join me, I can give you fame, fortune, or beauty. Blackbeard stopped at a distance of about 5 meters from the Black Pearl, and the black mist on his body became more and more dense. It's an attractive proposal, but let's forget it. Rifan shook his head, and clenched the teleportation pointer in his right hand. Really, then, let's fight. Dark Cave. After Blackbeard finished speaking, he raised his hand and waved a black mist at the Black Pearl where Rifan was. Click. With a crisp sound, the teleportation pointer in Rifan's hand shattered. The next moment, a white ball of light enveloped the Black Pearl on which Rifan and others were sitting. As soon as the black mist swung by, Blackbeard touched the white ball of light, it bounced away. Then, the white ball of light turned into a comet and flew straight into the sky with its long tail. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared before Blackbeard's eyes. Hey! Teach blinked in astonishment, what kind of ability is this? Ha ha ha, the expression of Blackbeard shown at the end of the screen is really funny. That guy was completely stupefied, probably never seen such power before. After all, this is a prop from the copy space, how could a local NPC like Blackbeard understand it? Where are the idiots from other countries barking earlier? Didn't you just say that our Rifan is about to end? Look, are they finished now? Bald Eagle, Tisk, don't be complacent, there will always be times when your Rifan stumbles. Zebra, exactly. The higher you climb now, the more painful it will be when you fall later. Tisk tisk, this sour smell is about to overflow the screen, ha ha ha. It's a pity that Rifan has been teleported away now, and we can't see Teach's next expression. Wait, something is wrong. Everyone, go to Ethan's live broadcast room. What do you mean? Isn't that guy's live broadcast room always black? That guy's live broadcast room started to broadcast normally, and that guy came back to life. What, this bastard is actually resurrected at this time? Damn, if he had been revived earlier, Rifan would have killed him completely. The news of the rebroadcast of Ethan's live broadcast room caused a crowd of giant panda viewers to flock to Ethan's live broadcast room. They were surprised to find that Ethan had not only been resurrected. He still seems to be planning to reach out to Blackbeard. It seems that Rifan and I still don't have a fate. Forget it, let's find other people as companions. Blackbeard shook his head, retracted the black mist formed by the dark fruit, turned around and wanted to leave. Hey? Is there anyone here who hasn't fallen yet? Boy, are you also a member of the Bellamy pirates? Blackbeard looked at Ethan, who was standing 100 meters away from him, and walked over curiously. In his eyes, Ethan's aura is not strong. Even worse than many of the fallen Bellamy pirates. And such a man was able to not faint from the impact of Rifan's conqueror's haki, and now he was standing here without incident. Blackbeard would inevitably be a little curious about him. What Blackbeard didn't know was that the Ethan in front of him was not unharmed because he is a person who has died and been resurrected once. What, did you get scared by Rifan, or are you dumb? Blackbeard walked up to Ethan, looking at Ethan, who was still staring blankly at him. He couldn't help frowning slightly. Your ability just now is the same as Rifan. Just when Blackbeard was a little impatient, Ethan suddenly spoke, speaking with some uncertainty. Hey? What did you say? Rifan have the same abilities as me. That's right. I saw Rifan use the black mist that came out of you just now. He also used that black mist to send me to a place without a trace of light. Boy, are you kidding me? No, I'm absolutely not kidding, I promise you with my life. Seeing the black mist rising from Blackbeard's body again, Ethan waved his hands nervously. He didn't want to be killed again just after using the resurrection coin to resurrect. If that was the case, he would really be dead. Use your life, Zahahaha, then you have to abide by this sentence. After Blackbeard finished speaking, he directly punched Ethan in the chest. Such a powerful force even made his hand directly penetrate Ethan's chest. Chapter release, 2 chapter a day. Bonus chapters, plus 100 stones equals 1 chapter. Power ranking, monthly, first rank equals 4 chapters release every day. Bonus chapter not included. Chapter 30, Sky Island. Hahaha, congratulations to Ethan for receiving an offline ferry ticket. He was beaten up by Blackbeard just after he was resurrected. This guy's luck is really bad enough. Hahaha. Bald Eagle, shut up you bastard. Above, Ethan were just pierced through the chest, and Ethan will not die. That's true, but the question is, wasn't he killed by our Rifan earlier? If one punch wasn't enough, Blackbeard could have punched another. Bald Eagle, humph. Maybe, later on, Ethan can attract Blackbeard attention because of his body's high-speed regeneration talent. Damn it, you guys can really do it. The person Rifan doesn't like, you actually want to let Ethan go. I'm looking forward to Ethan becoming Blackbeard's partner. I don't know how many waves he can resist from Ace and Whitebeard pirates. Ha ha ha. Devil Fruit is unique, and it is impossible for two people with the same Devil Fruit ability to exist at the same time. Boy, this is the price you paid for lying to me, hey. Blackbeard was talking sarcastically, when he suddenly saw Ethan, who had already fallen to the ground. His chest pierced by himself was recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye. After a while, his injuries fully recovered. At the same time, Ethan suddenly coughed violently, and some internal organs flew out of his mouth. Interesting, can such an injury recover in an instant? It's somewhat similar to my ability. Boy, I'm very interested in you. Do you want to be my partner? Anyway, your captain is dead. The corner of Blackbeard's mouth cracked, and he stretched out his hand to invite Ethan. Ahem, I am willing. Ethan nodded quickly in agreement, for fear that Blackbeard would punch him again if he didn't answer fast enough. In that case, he may not have enough physical strength to repair his body. Zahahaha, then follow me. I heard about an interesting wrestler who might become my partner. Blackbeard laughed out loud, and walked forward with a great stride. Ethan quickly followed. After seeing Blackbeard's strength, he didn't dare to run away casually. Not to mention, now that Bellamy is dead, he really has no reason to stay. Now, he is a free man who doesn't even have the position of crew. This strong man has the same dark power as Rifan. He is definitely involved with Rifan. Could it be that Rifan chose to target him as the coordinates of his arrival? And his devil fruit was just copy-pasted from this guy by some talent? Ethan looked at Blackbeard's back, and the more he thought about it, the more he felt it was possible. At the same time, he also began to quickly recall in his mind the relevant character information he had browsed when choosing a character to descend. After a while, he widened his eyes suddenly, looking at Blackbeard in front of him in disbelief. This guy is a traitor to the Whitebeard pirates. Rifan, that bastard, actually chose such a dangerous person to descend? Surprised, Ethan began to understand the terrifying fruit ability possessed by Rifan. Rifan's ability is definitely Dark Fruit's strength. Blackbeard can betray the Whitebeard pirates for this fruit. So the devil fruit he possesses definitely has a terrifying power. Damn, that bastard Rifan is so lucky. He just got such a terrifying fruit power when he came down. Thinking of this, Ethan's fists clenched involuntarily. Did this guy really become Blackbeard's partner? I think so. If this Ethan is really so courageous, maybe he won't choose Bellamy for the first time. Bald Eagle, humph, maybe Ethan chose Bellamy because your Rifan chose Blackbeard first. Huh? If he had the nerve, even if he couldn't choose Blackbeard, he could choose some powerful pirates. Brothers, don't look at Ethan. This guy will probably be dead in a while. Let's go back and see Rifan. He already reached Sky Island. Damn, the island in the sky, I have to go and take a good look at it. Soon, the audience in Ethan's live broadcast room began to decrease sharply, and a large number of viewers flooded into Rifan's live broadcast room. After a slight tremor, the Black Pearl landed smoothly on the white sea above the altitude of 10,000 meters. Makita and Robin looked at the pure white surroundings with curious expressions. In the sky, there really are islands. Speaking of which, that island is made of soil. Could this be the part of Gaia Island that was blown up by the rising current? After Robin looked at the surrounding environment, she quickly looked on the island of Upper Yard, which is regarded as a sanctuary by the people of Sky Island. The sanctuary where Enel lives. The teleportation pointer actually brought the Black Pearl so close to the sanctuary. That Enel guy, his observation haki should have sensed our sudden appearance. Rifan frowned, and his observation haki was quickly used to its limit. According to his original idea, he only needs to teleport to the White Sea, which is about 7,000 meters above Gaia Island. At that time, he only needs to pay the entry fee and enter the territory of Sky Island in a relatively peaceful way. Then he was going to participate in God's trial and went to see Enel in the upper yards. Finally, use the ability of Dark Fruit to catch Enel by surprise. However, the plan was unable to keep up with current events. With the Black Pearl appearing directly at Enel's gate, Rifan thinks maybe he should change his plans. Hey! Robin! Suddenly, Rifan's eyes were fixed, and his whole body turned into an afterimage and rushed towards Robin, who had quietly jumped from the Black Pearl to the ground of the sanctuary. When Robin heard Rifan's call, she was about to ask. Rifan had come close to her and grabbed her hand and threw her out. Rifan, what are you doing? Boom! Before Robin finished speaking, a loud thunder suddenly sounded. Then, a blue-white electric column with a diameter of 1 meter fell from the sky and hit Rifan directly. Chapter 31, T0 Level Devil Fruit. Rifan. Robin's eyes widened, watching the scene in front of her in disbelief. When the lightning dissipated, she only saw that a huge pothole had formed where Rifan was originally. And Rifan was lying in the pothole covered in scorched black. Seeing this, Robin ran over quickly, trying to help Rifan up with a worried look on his face. Makita, after a little sluggishness, hurriedly used her Kilo Devil Fruit, and at the same time launched observation haki to observe the surroundings. Soon, her eyes locked on the tall man who was walking slowly in front of her. Bastard, you attack Captain Rifan. Makita stood in front of Rifan and said cautiously. Although she was afraid of the strange falling thunder, but because of her loyalty to Rifan, she still protected Rifan behind her without hesitation. And following Makita's voice, the audience watching the live broadcast reacted. Damn, what happened? Why did a thunderbolt suddenly fall from the sky? Holy, where the hell did that thunder column come from? Is it from nature? Bald Eagle, there may not be one in Blue Star, but there must be in copy space. Haha, your Rifan should have been struck by lightning. Get lost. The live broadcast is still going on, which proves that Rifan is not dead. Green Pheasant, even if he is not dead, he is definitely not far from death, haha. However, someone from Green Pheasant had just finished speaking to the audience. A large amount of black mist suddenly rose from Rifan, who was being held by Robin on her knees, covering him completely. In a short while, the original coke-like skin on his body recovered directly. This scene not only stunned the audience, but also surprised Robin, Makita, and the mysterious figure who came close. It hurts. F***, why is it so painful? Rifan was trembling all over, the pain from the thunder made him cry out uncontrollably. When Robin saw Rifan's condition, she was overjoyed and quickly hugged Rifan in her arms. Don't move, or your injuries will worsen. Although she still doesn't trust Rifan enough, Rifan was struck by thunder just because of her. Robin naturally didn't want Rifan's injury to worsen. What she didn't know was that Rifan's injuries had been healed due to dark fruit's repair function. His pain now is entirely due to the side effect of dark fruit's double pain. Interesting, you were hit by my god's judgment, but you haven't died yet. People from the Blue Sea, report your name. The mysterious man stood on the edge of the pothole, looking at Rifan with a cold face, and thunder arcs flashed across his body. As for Makita and Robin, they were directly ignored. Robin noticed the arc of lightning on the mysterious man's body, and immediately understood that the previous thunder pillar had a great connection with the man in front of them. After Rifan took several deep breaths, the pain in his body finally subsided. He stood up with Robin's hand in his hand, and looked at the mysterious man in front of him with deep eyes. The familiar attire and unruly eyes made Rifan immediately understand the identity of the man in front of him, the current ruler of Sky Island, Enel. Excuse me, did I offend you in any way? The previous attack was performed by you and came towards me. If I did something wrong, please allow me to apologize to you. Before Rifan could speak, Robin spoke first. In her opinion, although Rifan is tough, but if the man in front of her could control thunder as she had guessed, it would also be a huge threat to herself and others. So, she wanted to use words to defuse the fight. Although she doesn't know what method Rifan used to get here. Woman, you have violated my law by boarding my sanctuary without authorization. You should thank the man beside you, otherwise you would have been killed by my god's judgment. Enel gave Robin a cold look, and then his figure turned into a lightning bolt and quickly passed Makita to Rifan. Man from Blue Sea, I'm very interested in you. It just so happens that I'm bored right now. If you can pass my test. For the time being, I can forgive you for going to my sanctuary without authorization. Enel said. Seeing Enel in front of him, Rifan raised his mouth and slowly raised his hand. Trial? I'm happy to accept your trial. After the words fell, the dark water suddenly started. Even with the powerful observation haki, Enel didn't take Rifan's action seriously at all. And this also prevented him from avoiding the dark water in the first place. When he reacted, Rifan's hand covered with dark fruit strength had already grabbed his shoulder. You bastard, what did you do? Swish! A sharp brilliance flashed. Before Enel finished speaking, Rifan's dagger embodying armament haki had already pierced Enel's chest. Enel's eyes widened, and he lowered his head in disbelief at his chest, which was constantly oozing blood. Are you thinking why your ability has failed? But even if I tell you, you won't understand, so die in puzzlement. Rifan showed a devilish smile, and flipped the hand holding the dagger. The dagger shattered Enel's heart in an instant. In an instant, Enel spat out a mouthful of blood, and his whole body softened instantly. How could I, possibly, just, die? Enel reached out, wanting to grab Rifan's neck. However, his hands never had a chance to touch Rifan's neck after all. Makita, some fruit. Rifan glanced at Enel whose arm had softened, and then said to Makita at the side. Oh. Makita nodded in a daze, quickly took out a piece of fruit from her convenient pocket and handed it to Rifan. Look. This is our Rifan. If he says he will kill him, he will kill him. Isn't that Thunderbolt guy very strong? He was still easily killed by our Rifan. Bald Eagle, damn it, why was this kid resurrected? Didn't he die after getting hit by that thunder pillar? Camel, as expected of the man who has a gene from our country. Giant Panda, shouldn't you return Rifan to us? What nonsense are you spouting? Even Copy Space recognizes that Rifan is from our country. What, do you think your camel is better than Copy Space? Kolima, Rifan should not have resurrection coins, Does that mean that dark fruit still has the ability to resurrect its user? Goat, that's exaggerated. Rifan said the dark devil fruit power before. Now I understand why every ability user caught by Rifan can't use devil fruit ability. Green pheasant, the more the dark fruit abilities show, the more I can understand why Blackbeard betrayed the Whitebeard pirates for this devil fruit. Bald eagle, it is doubtful whether it can give the user the power of resurrection, the power of taking away the devil fruit ability of the devil fruit user, and the power of restraining the devil fruit user. I'm now hoping that Ethan can actually become a member of Blackbeard's crew, so that he will definitely be able to gain powerful devil fruit power in the future from Blackbeard. It's a good idea, but you should think about how your Ethan will survive first in Blackbeard's hands. Kangaroo, if you want to know what the power of dark fruit have, maybe you can also observe Blackbeard through Ethan's live broadcast room. Zebra, so what if we observed it? We can't pass on the information here. Bald eagle, at least our Ethan can know the shortcomings of dark fruit by observing Blackbeard. Bald eagle, haha, that's wonderful. After Ethan understands the shortcomings of dark fruit, shouldn't it be easier to kill Rifan? Tisk tisk, if there were such an easy to kill flaw, would Blackbeard eat this fruit? I think you guys are showing off your jealousy. The audience in Blue Star was discussing while watching Rifan in the live broadcast room use the power of dark fruit to surround himself and Enel. Just when people are expecting that Rifan will add another devil fruit, a golden bullet screen suddenly appeared in the live broadcast room. Rifan from Giant Panda, who obtained the T0 level devil fruit Logia Thunder Fruit, will be rewarded with 500 points. Congratulations! Chapter 32, Want Thunder Fruit? Do you have 10,000 points? TL/N, +1. Remarks, Thunder Fruit can enable the user to have the power to control the thunder, and can release high voltage current to attack at will. The unique elemental power of Logia Devil Fruit makes the user immune to physical attacks, most energy attacks, and non-hacky attacks. Remarks, T0 level Devil Fruit is the most powerful and rare Devil Fruit. Every time a Reincarnator gets a Devil Fruit, the copy space will give a certain reward. Rifan, congratulations on accomplishing the achievement, the first Reincarnator to obtain T0 level Devil Fruit, special reward Primary Armament Hacky Awakening Scroll. A series of bullet screens that were placed on the top by copy space made the Blue Star audience stunned for a moment. After a while, everyone reacted. Holy moly, Rifan! No, brother Rifan has achieved another achievement. Not only triggering the first time achievement, but also opening a special channel for reincarnated people to get rewards when they get T0 level Devil Fruit. Bald Eagle, how is it possible, that dead guy turned out to be a Devil Fruit user of T0 level, but how could he be killed so easily? Kolima, this is unscientific. The copy space clearly says that Thunder Fruit can be elementalized and immune to most attacks. Why does Rifan's attack work? Haha, did you forget it? Our Rifan can use Hacky, even Conqueror's Hacky. So what if he can elementalized? Haven't you seen that our brother Rifan's Dark Fruit can defeat those with Devil Fruit? The guy caught by brother Rifan must not be able to use elementalization after being touched by brother Rifan, that's why his face was surprised before he died. Green Pheasant, damn it, why is that guy Rifan? That's a T0 level Devil Fruit. Rifan's ability is not even at the T0 level, so how can he suppress Thunder Fruit's ability users? Is it possible that because our Rifan skipped getting the Dark Fruit and copied the ability directly, so the copy space didn't pop up a reminder that the Dark Fruit is a T0 level Devil Fruit? Perhaps, Dark Fruit is on the T0 list? Goat, Thunder Fruit, can control lightning. Rifan is really enviable. If such an ability is used by a scientist, I don't know how far it will be developed. I'm not interested in this. Now I only care about what Rifan will do with Thunder Fruit. After all, this reminds all reincarnators to see it. I don't know what kind of envious and jealous expression they have now. Haha, I've already watched the live broadcast of Otoshi and Koharu Momika, their expressions are quite funny to watch. I have to check it out, haha. Is this the Devil Fruit ability of this guy? Captain Rifan, what kind of Devil Fruit is it? Makito looked at the blue-skinned Devil Fruit in Rifan's hand and asked curiously. If my guess is correct, it should be Thunder Fruit. Just like what I guess. Congratulations, Captain Rifan, for getting a Logia's Devil Fruit. Robin rested her chin on one hand and spoke. What, this turned out to be Logia's Thunder Fruit, so amazing. Makito wiped the saliva from the corner of her mouth, and looked at Thunder Fruit with admiration. At this moment, she regrets that she is a Devil Fruit user. If she didn't have devil fruit power, she felt that Rifan might have given her this thunder fruit to use. It is indeed a good harvest. But this guy attacked me first, so it can be considered a legitimate defense. Rifan smiled, put the thunder fruit in the props bar, put the black pearl back into the bottle container and also put it in the props bar, and waved to Makita and Robin. Let's go, you two. Aren't we going to look for the Golden City Shandoro and Poneglyph? They're somewhere on this island, if I guess correctly. After speaking, Rifan walked forward first. Robin and Makita naturally stepped forward and kept pace with Rifan. Being able to kill a thunder fruit user so easily, no wonder he doesn't take Crocodile seriously. If Rifan suddenly used his dark power during the battle, Crocodile might really die without knowing how he died. Robin looked at Rifan's back and thought to herself. Next to her, Makita had the same thought. As for Rifan himself, he was lost in thought while looking at the thunder fruit in the inventory. A reward for getting a T0 devil fruit. It seems that the copy space is to encourage reincarnation to find T0 devil fruit. However, almost every person with the ability to have a devil fruit of T0 level is a strong one. It is very difficult to defeat them, not to mention that after defeating them, they may not be able to get their devil fruit. Speaking of which, the dark fruit I copied didn't give me the corresponding achievement. Is it because I skipped the process of getting the dark fruit? Although he easily defeated Enel this time, Rifan doesn't think he can replicate this method to deal with those real strong men in the Blue Sea. If it were really that simple, Blackbeard in the original book would have been invincible long ago, at least when fighting against devil fruit users. Enel will lose, simply because that guy underestimates him too much and can't use armament haki. If he knew how to use armament haki, Rifan might not have come to Sky Island to find the Poneglyph at this time. Shaking his head, Rifan put aside the thoughts in his head, and turned his gaze to the communication interface. Sure enough, the communication interface at this moment has become a mess. Kangaroo, Helena, amazing. Mr. Rifan is always capable of accomplishing the unimaginable. Elephant, Aqua, devil fruit of T0 level, and it's still Logia thunder fruit. Suddenly, I feel that I don't want to buy spring fruit. Giant Panda, Ray, presumably, Rifan didn't plan to sell such a precious item as thunder fruit. Bald Eagle, Tina, why can't he? It's fine if you have enough points. By the way, Rifan, do you want to sell it? How about selling it to me at a lower price? Camel, Nasser, what did this Rifan do? Why can this man obtain devil fruits at every turn? Bald Eagle, Ethan, the power this guy possesses is able to take away other people's devil fruit. It should be the effect of dark fruit. This kind of ability is too cheating, don't you think we should join forces to deal with him? Bald Eagle, Tina, you bastard, don't trick me, I still want to get a devil fruit from Rifan. Green Pheasant, Ayani, it seems that the Bald Eagle is not monolithic either. Giant Panda, Rhodey, maybe, they're just acting on purpose. Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, Master Rifan, can you give me the thunder fruit? I am willing to be your crew and be loyal to you for the rest of my life. Giant Panda, Ray, can reincarnated people become the crew of other reincarnators? If this is the case, perhaps it would be a good choice to join Rifan's pirate group. Giant Panda, Ralph, it's a pity that we don't even know Rifan's location. Green Pheasant, Odashi, you bitch Momika, what you're doing is treason, do you understand treason? Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, this little girl doesn't understand treason, I just likes a powerful man like Rifan. Brown Bear, Tatiana, you just like strong men, which means you don't have any sincerity at all, Koharu Momika. Moreover, thanks to you being able to open your mouth, how could Rifan give it to other reincarnators for free with such power as thunder fruit? Bald Eagle, Tina, exactly. Even I understand that you need to use points to buy it, Mr. Rifan, please make a price, I will take care of your thunder fruit, and I will start accumulating points now. Giant Panda, Rifan, alright, then prepare 10,000 points. Bald Eagle, Tina, 10,000 points? This is too expensive, why not make it cheaper? Giant Panda, Rifan, hehe, what do you think? Rifan looked at the messages of Tina, Koharu Momika and others, and felt ridiculous. How could he easily hand over a T0 level devil fruit to others? Not to mention that Tina doesn't have 10,000 points, even if she did, Rifan wouldn't sell it to her. He didn't care if this woman was Tina from the Dead or Alive game. As for Koharu Momika's allegiance, it's even more ridiculous. Rifan is more willing to recruit the natives of One Piece world than to recruit a person from the Blue Star to be his crew member. As for her body, although Rifan has never seen her face, Rifan doesn't think she can be better than the local beauties in One Piece world. However, it is a question of who to hand over the Thunder Fruit to. It's a pity, if Blackbeard's system can be copied, it would be possible to eat the Thunder Fruit. Rifan sighed in his heart, and gradually walked into the depths of the dense forest. Meanwhile, on the other side, the sea area near Windmill Village. Green Pheasant Reincarnator Otoshi stared at the description of Thunder Fruit in his personal interface, and his eyes turned red unknowingly. In this world, there are still Devil Fruits of T0 level. Damn it, in this way, even if I win Luffy's Devil Fruit, it's useless. Otoshi gritted his teeth, staring fixedly at Luffy who was jumping around on the boat just because he defeated the Sea King. At first, Otoshi was delighted to see Luffy use Rubber Fruit to easily defeat the Sea Kings. He even imagined the scene where he used Rubber Fruit to kill Rifan after he successfully seized Luffy's body. However, this joy disappeared completely after Rifan obtained the Thunder Fruit. Damn it, so what if I got Rubber Fruit? It's not even as good as Thunder Fruit. And the Rubber Fruit is definitely not as good as Rifan's Dark Fruit. Is it really the right choice to pick Luffy? Otoshi clenched his fists, and looked at Luffy's back with a flash of hesitation. At this moment, he felt that if he chose a more powerful ability user, it might be better than the current situation. At first, he took a fancy to Luffy's background, and he also felt that weaker people would be less wary and more convenient for him to play. That's why he chose Luffy, because he has the talent of seizing the house. But after seeing Rifan's accomplishment all the way, and even being prompted by T0 Devil Fruit, Otoshi began to doubt whether his initial decision was correct. Chapter 33, Find the Lost Golden City, Shandora. Otoshi never imagined that what Luffy in front of him had was not Rubber Fruit at all. It's a mythical beast Nika that truly belongs to the T0 level. However, before the awakening of this Devil Fruit ability, he could not know this information after all. Otoshi, you are in a daze again. At this time, Luffy's voice brought Otoshi's consciousness back. Hey? Sorry Luffy, old problem again. Otoshi smiled sarcastically, and quickly put on a gentle expression. Shishishi, is that so? Compared to this, let's go quickly. Hopefully we'll be able to find a restaurant to eat before dark. Luffy held down his straw hat, showing a sunny smile. I will try my best. Otoshi looked at the extremely crude ship under his feet, and sighed deeply. In his opinion, such a boat is not a pirate ship at all. Otoshi was really skeptical about whether he could reach an island safely before night. Having said that, for his own purpose, Otoshi took out the nautical chart and began to study the route. On the other side, Sky Island. Just after Rifan and others walked away, Enel's 4 priests and the former god Ganfall came to the place where Enel died. How is it possible? God has been defeated. Gitetsu, one of the 4 priests, looked at Enel's tragic situation in horror. What happened? Why did God become like this? Ganfall, did you do this? Priest Shura raised the spear in his hand and pointed it at Ganfall, asking gloomily. If this old man had such strength, I would have killed Enel back then when he challenged me. Ganfall shook his head, also with shock in his eyes. If it is not Ganfall who did it, not even good is his opponent. Damn, what happened here? God Enel was actually defeated unknowingly. Ganfall, have you seen the one who defeated God Enel? Priest Ohm clenched the handle of his weapon at his waist, trembling all over. I don't know if it's out of anger or out of fear. Unfortunately, I just arrived a little earlier than you. However, Enel who has the power to destroy Sky Island can be defeated so easily. The strength of a person who defeats him is extraordinary. We have to deal with this matter properly. Otherwise, Sky Island might really be destroyed. Everyone, although we used to be enemies. But please let us unite now. We must find the man who defeated Enel and ask his purpose. Don't fight him. And the Shandayans, let them not come into conflict with those who defeated Enel. Ganfall said very solemnly. It's the only way to do it now. Here, let's follow your arrangement for the time being, the previous. God. Priest Ohm took a deep breath and looked at Ganfall with a complicated expression. Ganfall nodded slightly, and continued to talk to Ohm and others after a few words. He pulled the reins of Pegasus and flew into the air. He intends to look in the sky to see if he can find any clues. Meanwhile, in the village on the edge of Sky Island. A group of Shandia gathered together in surprise, looking at the girl named Aisha in front of them. Aisha, what you said is true, you heard Enel was killed by someone? Whipper asked with wide-eyed eyes. That's right, I'm not mistaken, the Blue Sea man who suddenly appeared in the sanctuary was hit by Enel's god's judgment and not only did not die. He even killed Enel very quickly, and also, he seems to have got a strange fruit from Enel's body. Aisha nodded and said. The strange fruit, could it be, the power of Enel? Whipper frowned tightly, but he had no doubts about Aisha's words. But he was deeply worried about the appearance of Rifan and others. After a while, Whipper seemed to have made some kind of decision, and his eyes instantly became firm. Either way, Enel's death was our chance. Everyone, take up your weapons and join us in taking back our hometown. After Whipper finished speaking, many Shandayan warriors raised their hands and shouted. On the other hand, Rifan, who was not worried about the Shandayans and the priests, took Robin and Makita to the highest point of Sky Island with a relaxed expression on his face, a lonely building lifted by huge vines floating in the sky. We're here, Robin, now you should be able to believe what I say. Rifan put his hand on Robin's shoulder, admiring Robin's shocked and surprised expression with a smile on his face. There is nothing wrong with these words, it is really a poneglyph. Robin stepped forward excitedly, and raised her hand to touch the text on the poneglyph. Even if she was as calm as her, when she saw the poneglyph that records the history, her voice inevitably trembled a little. Humph, now you should trust Captain Rifan. Well, isn't it time to fulfill your promise, Robin? Makita folded her arms and said proudly to Robin. However, Robin's mind was completely on the historical text stele at this moment, and she didn't hear Makita's voice at all. Seeing this, Makita immediately frowned and wanted to go up to Robin for an argument. However, Rifan put his hand on Makita's shoulder and shook his head. For the time being, let her take a good look at the poneglyph. Makita, go and ring that golden bell. This is an opportunity to prove the existence of the legendary Sky Island. Rifan laughed. Leave it to me, Captain. Makita let out a laugh, jumped up directly, put her feet together and kicked towards the huge golden bell. The next moment, the crisp and melodious bells began to spread in all directions, and passed all the way to Gaia Island, which is tens of thousands of meters away from Sky Island. Cricket, who was still talking about Rifan with his younger brothers, stood up immediately when he heard the bell, and looked at the sky in disbelief. Soon, he showed a gratified smile. At the same time, after hearing the sound of the bell, the Shandayans, Skypians and others looked in the direction of the sound in shock. Afterwards, both sides stepped forward tacitly, and ran towards the direction where the golden bell was. Rifan, your crew rings the golden bell, congratulations on completing the mission finding the lost golden bell, a special bonus of 500 points. Chapter 34, Robin's Joining and Double Achievements. Listening to the prompt in his mind, the corner of Rifan's mouth arched, feeling much happier again. Then he fixed his gaze on Robin. After all, she still has an invitation mission. After a while, after seeing Robin's dimmed gaze, Rifan walked over with a smile on his face. You seem very disappointed. Is what's written on this poneglyph not what you're looking for? Rifan looked at Robin knowingly. He knew that the poneglyph in front of him recorded information about the ancient weapon Poseidon. And this is not the century-old poneglyph that Robin is looking for. Well, it's a little different from what I thought. But don't worry, since you fulfill your promise. I will join you and become a member of your pirate group. Robin nodded slightly, looking up at Rifan. Although this operation she did not find the poneglyph she really wanted. But now, Robin has begun to trust Rifan more in the matter of knowing the location of many poneglyph. Therefore, she is also willing to act with Rifan temporarily. Rifan, you have completed the Robin invitation mission, a special reward of 500 points. Please use the captain's seal to engrave a tattoo of the pirate group on her, and then she will become your partner. Don't worry, I will take you to find the poneglyph you want in the future. By the way, where do you want me to put the tattoo? Rifan took out the captain's seal and waved it in front of Robin with a smile. Where does Captain Rifan want to engrave it? If possible, I hope to engrave it in your heart. You really don't hide your desire, Captain Rifan. If wanting to make you my true partner is a kind of desire, I am very happy to have such a desire. So that's it. I thought you wanted to engrave it on my chest, so that every time you strengthen me, you can touch it. Robin raised the corner of her mouth and said. Robin, after you say that, I really want to engrave it on your heart. How about it, why don't you let me try? Rifan laughed. Perhaps other people would shy away from Robin's teasing. But for Rifan, as long as Robin dares to let him take advantage of her, he will never give in. It's a pity that Rifan's goal fell through in the end. Sure enough, it should be engraved at the same position as Makita. Robin held out her hand as she spoke. What a pity. Rifan nodded after seeing Robin stretch out her palm, getting a tattoo of the pirates on the back of her hand. On the side, Makita slightly saw the position of Robin's seal, and involuntarily breathed a sigh of relief, her eyes quietly falling on her chest. The next moment, her cheeks turned into red apples because of the illusion that Rifan was playing with her chest while strengthening her. The position of the pirate group that Robin is suitable for has been refreshed, please choose by yourself. Does it need to be said? Of course it is an archaeologist. Robin's pirate's position has been successfully fixed as archaeologist, the position rank had been determined, expert, and you will be rewarded with 2,000 points. It was discovered that Robin was originally a crew member of the pirate's Destiny of Odashi from Green Pheasant. You have successfully captured his crew member, and you will be rewarded with 500 points. Robin's personal attributes have been refreshed, please check. Robin is the Destiny crew member of the pirate group where Odashi is? So that guy is in the Straw Hat Pirates. This is really interesting, I didn't expect that capturing members who belong to other pirates would also bring rewards. I just don't know if that Odashi guy will be punished and reminded from the copy space. So, I have to think more about recruiting people who originally belonged to the Straw Hat Pirates, while cheating Odashi. Copy space is trying to encourage the fight between reincarnators. However, should it be said that is expected of Robin? Her talent as an archaeologist has reached the expert level. It's only one level away from the highest level, Master. Moreover, having an expert level position ability can actually give you 2,000 points. This time the copy space is really generous. However, I should be considered the first reincarnator to get the position of archaeologist. There should be a corresponding full notice. While thinking, Rifan put his hand on the poneglyph. The next moment, a reminder sounded in Rifan's mind. It also rang in the minds of all reincarnations. In the same way, golden barrages that were pinned to the top also appeared in the live broadcast rooms of Blue Star countries. Rifan achieved the hidden achievement, the first reincarnation with an archaeologist crew, a special reward of 500 points. Rifan achieved the achievement, the first reincarnator who touched the poneglyph, and the special reward is Primary Observation Haki Awakening Scroll. Remarks: the poneglyph is a very special existence, which records the secrets of the world. Every time a reincarnator touches a poneglyph, he will be rewarded with 500 points. Remarks: if a poneglyph has been touched by a reincarnator, other reincarnators will not be able to get rewards by touching the same poneglyph. Oh! Touching the poneglyph can also be rewarded with points? Wait, since I have touched it now, I should be rewarded separately. While Rifan was thinking about it, a reminder sounded alone in his mind. You successfully touch a poneglyph, and you will be rewarded with 500 points. Haha, here they come. Rifan laughed happily in his heart. Chapter 35, the goal is to capture more Destiny crew members. Basic operation, everyone, sit down, sit down. Haha. Goat, Rifan is really amazing. Bald eagle, bastard, this Robin turned out to be an expert-level archaeologist. He invited her to join and provided a total of 2,000 points. What a lucky bastard. Green Pheasant, damn it, this Robin is not only an expert archaeologist, but also a beautiful woman. And Makita, why does Rifan have two beautiful crew members? I'm so jealous. Rather than paying attention to the strength of Makita and Robin, you actually pay more attention to their beauty. What an idiot. However, I have to say that those two are indeed very beautiful. Gaia Island, Mock Town. Zahahaha, as expected of the man I fancy, I didn't expect him to find Sky Island. Are you all right, Ethan? Blackbeard recalled the golden bell that rang earlier, and looked at Ethan with a big smile. But at this moment, Ethan was completely stunned because he was listening to the prompt in his mind. An expert-level archaeologist, 2,000 points? How am I going to chase after this, damn it, damn it? Thinking about it, Ethan clenched his fists involuntarily. Although the copy space did not mark the fact that the partner Rifan invited was Robin. But correspondingly, the reincarnated people can check the points that Rifan obtained separately when he successfully invited partners with position talents twice. Last time Makita's joining allowed Rifan to gain 500 points, the Reincarnators were able to accept it calmly. But the 2000 points this time filled Ethan and the other Reincarnators with surprise and envy. Seeing Ethan's appearance, Blackbeard at the side thought that Ethan was jealous of Rifan's discovery of the Golden Bell, but he didn't care too much. Now that he doesn't have a partner, Blackbeard is quite satisfied with the man in front of him who has good marksmanship and outstanding high-speed regeneration talent. Zahahaha, don't be too envious of that guy Rifan. He had his adventures, and we have ours. You are also pretty good, with the talent of quick recovery that is not the ability of Devil Fruit. Follow me and wait until I find you a powerful Devil Fruit. You will become no weaker than that guy Rifan, Zahahaha. Blackbeard patted Ethan on the shoulder hard, and said with a laugh. Although Blackbeard's powerful brute force pained Ethan, when he heard that Blackbeard wanted to prepare a powerful Devil Fruit for himself. Also make himself comparable to Rifan. A smile appeared on Ethan's face immediately. Although because of the pain in his shoulder, his smile looked particularly ugly. Bald Eagle, Tina, can you get 2000 points by inviting crew members with an expert level? Doesn't this mean that being a captain is the kingly choice? As long as you invite a partner with an expert level, you can buy Rifan's spring fruit. Bald Eagle, Sarah Bryan, partners with expert talents may not be so easy to come across, and you forgot Tina, we need to spend 4000 points to buy the spring devil fruit. Bald Eagle, Tina, damn it, why did you tell me this fact? The reality is already tough enough, why can't you let me have some fantasy? Camel, Nasser, humph, even if I don't become the captain, I can still earn enough points through fighting. Giant Panda, Ralph, hehe, if you hadn't joined a pirate group, I'm afraid it's another way of saying it, Mr. Camel who has awakened the talent of race conversion. Camel, Nasser, bastard, are you underestimating me? Giant Panda, Ralph, what do you think? Green Pheasant, Odashi, Rifan, you bastard, you actually invited Robin, she is the Destiny Archaeologist of my pirate group. Green Pheasant, Ayani, Destiny Archaeologist, what does this mean? Green Pheasant Odashi, damn it. Just now, the copy space gave me a reminder, saying that Robin, a crew member of the pirate group I belong to, was snatched by Rifan. According to the original history of the dungeon world, that woman should be a crew member of my pirate group. Odashi's eyes were red, wishing he could rush to Rifan's side and fight him desperately. From his point of view, he was going to take Luffy's body sooner or later. The crew that belonged to Luffy belonged to him. Thinking that the 2000 points that should have belonged to him were taken away like this. Moreover, it's a great beauty from his pirate group that was lost. Odashi couldn't stop the pain in his heart. Bald Eagle, Ethan, there is such a thing, and the copy space even made a special trip to notify this guy. Kangaroo, Helena, the copy space encourages people to fight. Maybe something like this will happen to us in the future. Giant Panda, Rifan, let's talk about this guy Odashi, can you invite my archaeologist according to the original historical track of this world? Just say that you may invite her, but right now I invited her first. This world is a world that you fight for. If you have the ability, go and try to snatch my destiny crew. Idiot. Green Pheasant, Odashi, you bastard Rifan, you are a reincarnator who created a pirate group yourself, so you don't even have your destiny crew. I warn you, give my Robin back or I will never let you go. I will kill you, and your crew. Giant Panda, Rifan, the weak will only be incompetent and furious. You better pray you don't run into me. Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, Master Rifan, please calm down, don't think that trash like Odashi affects your mood. And don't blame other reincarnators from Green Pheasant because of him. Green Pheasant, Ayani, indeed, Rifan, you should just target him alone. Bald Eagle, Ethan, then again, those Destiny crew members who may join the pirates in the future, until they are snatched by other reincarnators, we will not know their information at all, so there is no way to prevent those Destiny crews from being invited by other reincarnators. Bald Eagle, Tina, Ethan, are you an idiot? If you look carefully at the Points Mall, you won't say such things. There are props in the Points Mall to know the identity of your Destiny crew in advance. Bald Eagle, Sarah Bryan, you're pretty sharp this time, Tina. However, knowing the identity of a person requires 100 points. Although it is not expensive, it is not something we can buy at will. Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, for me, I better resign myself to fate, even if my destiny crew is taken away by Rifan, I won't care. Rather, I hopes that Master Rifan can take me away too. Green Pheasant, Odashi, Rifan, you absolutely can't, you can't take my crew again, understand? Giant Panda, Rifan, don't worry, you will receive corresponding information soon. By the way, I got 500 points for inviting Robin. I don't know if you received any penalty? Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, there is actually a reward for inviting a Destiny crew from others and the person who was taken away may have a loss. Even so, I am willing to be deprived by Master Rifan. Green Pheasant, Odashi, Bastard Rifan, and you bitch Koharu Momika, I won't let you both go. Rifan looked at the messages of Koharu Momika and Odashi, sneered, and closed the personal panel. Although Odashi didn't say whether he was punished or not, Rifan was amused just looking at his crazy appearance. Since you are threatening me, don't blame me for continuing to poach your people. Rifan raised the corner of his mouth, thinking silently in his heart. Chapter 36, Robin's Loyalty and Alabastus Historical Text. After getting 2,000 points from Robin, Rifan also wondered if he underpriced the spring fruit. But soon he shook his head. He knew that if he set the price too high, it would be difficult for reincarnators to be able to afford the points to buy even the price of 3,000 points for spring fruit. The result of this is that he can't even get the 3,000 points. And the devil fruit like spring fruit is considered to be useless in his hands. Instead of that, it's better to earn 2 or 3,000 points. At least he can bring some strength to himself and his partners on the Black Pearl. After much deliberation, he still gave up the idea of raising the price of spring fruit. Then Rifan had a thought and opened his personal attribute panel about Robin. Pirates, Black Pearl Pirates. Name, Robin. Age, 28 years old. Crew number, 02. Position, Archaeologist, Expert. Physique, 510. Physical level, D level. Devil fruit, flower fruit. Special ability, none. Loyalty, 20, casual acquaintance. Damn. Should it be said that is expected of Robin? Even if she joined my group for the time being. Her loyalty is only a pitiful 20 points. Casual acquaintance, this evaluation is quite vivid. Rifan's cheeks twitched, and he looked at Robin in front of him with some shame. What's the matter, Captain? I don't have chocolate sauce on my face, you know. Or, even if there is no chocolate sauce, you still want to touch my face. Robin smiled slightly and said. No, I was just thinking about something else. Plus, cheek pinches and stuff are fine for cute Makita. But for a type of intellectual beauty like you, I'm a little bit hesitant to do it. Rifan shrugged, reached out and squeezed Robin's hand calmly. As if guessing what Rifan was going to do, Robin didn't resist. What she guessed was right, as Rifan used the primary observation Haki awakening scroll. Robin obviously felt that the tattoos on her hands were starting to heat up, followed by the strengthening of her 5 senses. Reminiscent of the previous changes in Makita, Robin immediately understood that she had awakened an observation Haki. At the same time, a reminder came from Rifan's mind. You have used the primary observation Haki awakening scroll on Archaeologist Robin. Your talent strengthen your partner, equal return is automatically activated. Since you already have a primary observation Haki, this enhancement is equivalent to Marine 6 Styles Moonwalk. Moonwalk, not bad, much better than Iron Body. Rifan nodded inwardly, quite satisfied with the awakened skills. Captain Rifan is a wonderful man. Awakening observation Haki so easily. If the pirates from outside know about it, they will definitely go crazy and want to join your pirate group. But if the Marine finds out, I'm afraid they will do everything possible to get rid of you. At this time, Robin let out a sigh, and looked up at Rifan's face. But she saw Rifan at this moment, looking at her with a strange expression on his face. What's the matter, my captain? Could it be that you want me to imitate Makita? After your reinforcement, shyly offer you a kiss. Speaking of which, last time I did say that if Captain Rifan helped me find a poneglyph. Now I'm considering whether to kiss you like Makita did. Robin raised her mouth and raised her hand to stroke his lips. Although your appearance is far from being shy. But if you're willing to give me a passionate kiss, I'd be more than happy to take it. Rifan shook his head and said with a smile on his face. Now he is waiting for her to offer him a kiss or something. It's just that Robin's almost unchanged loyalty makes Rifan a little ashamed. Before the enhancement, Robin's loyalty was 20 points. And after her strengthening, her loyalty only increased by 6 points to 26 points. The loyalty evaluation given by copy space is still casual acquaintance. This made Rifan hesitate whether to use points to strengthen Robin. It's really complicated. Simply exchanging enhancements for loyalty increases doesn't seem to work for her. Sure enough, it's better to find some poneglyph for this woman. For strengthening, let's only do it to Makita for the time being. Thinking of this, Rifan couldn't help turning his head to look at Makita, who was stroking the golden bell with great interest. Captain Rifan, you really are a pervert. Robin sees Rifan looking at Makita, and the misunderstanding of Rifan can't help but deepen again in her heart. She thinks Rifan is reminding her to learn from Makita. Before Rifan could ask what she meant, Robin had already walked up to Rifan and put her red lips on Rifan's face. But within a second, Robin took a step back away from Rifan's cheek. Although I can't give you a shy kiss, I can give you an intellectual kiss. If you want more, Captain, please take me to find more poneglyph. After finding enough poneglyph, perhaps, I can also satisfy some of your more excessive demands. You said that Alabasta has 2 poneglyph, so let's start with those 2, Captain. Chapter 37, Advanced Sea Level Physique. TL/N+1. Robin put her index finger next to her red lips, and spoke to Rifan with a drawn-out tone and a slightly seductive tone. Hearing this, Rifan couldn't help shaking his body. It's not because he is aroused by her tone, it's just because the voice is too different from the Robin in his image. If it were Nami, he might not feel this way. Just when Rifan wanted to keep Robin in an intellectual state. A reminder sounded in Rifan's mind again. Rifan, you have triggered Robin's advanced invitation task, help Robin find 2 poneglyph of Alabasta. Obviously Robin has become a member of the pirates, but can she still trigger further invitation tasks? Interesting, as expected of a developmental game, the points are to be obtained from the crew. Rifan stroked his chin, thinking to himself. At this time, Robin turned her head to look at Makita, who was staring at her with a pouting mouth and with a sly face. She said. Sorry, Makita. This is what Captain Rifan wants. If you want to blame someone, please blame Captain Rifan. Hearing this, Makita couldn't help but pouted and turned to look at Rifan. Even she herself was a little surprised, she had known Rifan for less than a day. But now she actually feels jealous that Rifan is getting close to other women. Do I really like Captain Rifan? Makita asked herself, her face was soon stained with a blush. Robin, don't make fun of Makita. Compared to this, you might as well take a look at these. There are still some ancient texts here. Rifan waved to Robin, raised his finger to the golden base supporting the golden bell and said to Robin. There are really ancient characters. Robin followed the direction of Rifan's finger and saw the ancient characters. I came here to lead this text to the last place. Gold Roger. Is this a message from the Pirate King? He's been to Sky Island? But what does he mean by this? Robin raised her hand and stroked the ancient characters on the gold base, muttering in her mouth. Obviously, he's been to Sky Island. As for the meaning, it may mean that there will be historical truth in the raftel. Where the One Piece is located. Rifan said with a smile on his face. There is such a thing. Captain Rifan, can I talk to the locals on this island? If Roger has been to this island, they should know about it. Robin turned her head and asked Rifan solemnly. Of course, it's better to say that they have already come. Rifan's eyes flashed a red light that only observation haki ability users have, and he turned his head to look not far away. There, the former god Ganfall was descending from the sky on a Pegasus. People from the Blue Sea, may I ask if it's you who defeated Enel? After Ganfall got off the Pegasus, he directly expressed his doubts to Rifan and others. Yes, he was indeed killed by me. Rest assured, we have no ill intentions towards Sky Island. As long as you give us some specialties here and some gold, we will leave naturally. You don't have to worry about what we'll do to you. Also, my partner has something to ask you, Sky Islanders. Please, and both of you, tell her what happened in detail. Rifan looked at Ganfall, then at the Shandian who came up along the huge vine, and pointed at Robin. After speaking, he directly pulled Makita to the side. Robin just glanced at Rifan and Makita, then turned her attention to Ganfall and the incoming Sandian warriors. Although the Shandian warriors seemed a little murderous. But for Robin, who has flower fruit and just awakened her observation haki, the Shandian fighters are no longer a threat to her. Meanwhile, on the other side, Captain Rifan, do you want to do some secret things when you drag me over? Makita kept rubbing the palms of both of her hands, and whispered with a blushing face. There are indeed some secret things to do. Rifan answered, and his attention had already been placed on his personal attribute panel. I understand, if it's you, Captain Rifan, I won't resist. Makita muttered in a very low voice, raised her head, and squinted her eyes to look at Rifan. Well, let's get started, Makita. Rifan didn't notice Makita's muttering, he held Makita's hand, and directly chose to use all his points in the Primary Conqueror's Haki Awakening Scroll on Makita. Makita's loyalty has reached 80 points. And the last time she was strengthened, her loyalty has been greatly improved. Rifan wants to see if this reinforcement can fully fill Makita's loyalty. So hot. Makita's squinted eyes opened wide in surprise at the scorching hot touch on the back of her hand. Then she felt the power in her body start to skyrocket again. Not only that, but she also felt a terrifying power start to revive in her body. You start strengthening Makita, your pastry chef. Your talent strengthen the crew, equal return is automatically activated and starts to strengthen yourself. It has been detected that you have awakened the Primary Conqueror's Haki. The Conqueror's Haki enhancement for Makita has been converted into Marine 6 Styles Finger Pistol, Marine 6 Styles Tempest Kick. The enhancement of Makita has been completed, and the personal attribute has been refreshed, please check it yourself. Your strengthening has been completed, and your personal attributes have been refreshed, please check it yourself. Hearing the prompt in his mind, Rifan is about to open his personal attribute to confirm. But before he could do it, brand new prompts rang directly in Rifan's mind and the minds of other reincarnators. At the same time, Blue Star's major live broadcast rooms also had a brand new barrage on the top. Giant Panda Rifan's physical level has been upgraded to sea level, and the achievement the first reincarnation who raised his physical level to sea level has been completed, and the special reward is Primary Armament Haki Awakening Scroll. As soon as the new notification sound appeared, the reincarnated people who were busy doing their own things immediately frantically poured into the communication group. Bald Eagle, Tina, physical level has been upgraded to sea level? Damn, I just upgraded my physical level to D level, how did Rifan enter sea level so quickly? Chapter 38, Full Loyalty. TL/N, +1. Giant Panda, Ray, not surprisingly, Rifan has left us far behind again. Kangaroo, Helena, I'm afraid, Rifan's ability to improve so quickly has something to do with the points Rifan previously obtained through his archaeologists. Green Pheasant, Odashi, impossible, I don't believe it, the gap can't be so big. Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, however, the fact is that Master Rifan has upgraded his physique to sea level. I'm really curious, with such a strong body, can I satisfy Master Rifan by myself? Camel, Nasser, humph, no matter how much you get naked, that Rifan won't pay attention to you, bitch. Rifan just casually glanced at the information in the communication column, and then refocused on his personal attribute panel that was just opened. Pirates, Black Pearl Pirates. Name, Rifan. Age, 25 years old. Position, Captain. Talent, strengthen the crew, equal returns. Points, 0 points. Physical, 6,610 points. Physical level, sea level. Devil Fruit, Dark Fruit. Skills, Iron Body, Moonwalk, Tempest Kick, Finger Pistol. Special abilities, Primary Armament Haki, Primary Armament Haki, Primary Conqueror's Haki. Props, Small Bark, Explosive Fruit, Thunder Fruit, Primary Armament Haki Awakening Scroll. Partners, Makita, Robin. Trading Center, Spring Fruit, 3000 points. Task, Robin's Advanced Invitation Task, to find 2 historical text stone tablets of Alabasta. Finally breakthrough, I don't know what level I am in the Grand Line now. I don't know if I can beat CP9's Rob Lucci without using Haki and Devil Fruit. Rifan stroked his chin, and when he was thinking, a domineering aura suddenly exploded in front of him. Rifan frowned, and immediately saw Makita, who was trying to use her newly obtained Conqueror's Haki. Robin, who was asking Ganfal and others about Luoji, raised his eyebrows and looked over immediately. And in front of her, some Shandayan warriors immediately went down because they couldn't bear Makita's Conqueror's outbreak. Rifan scratched his cheek, and just as he wanted Makita to stop, a reminder caught his attention. Rifan, your partner Makita's loyalty has reached 100. Congratulations, now you can use Makita's Devil Fruit ability and job skills. Makita's personal attribute has been refreshed, please check it yourself. Open Makita's personal attribute panel. Pirates, Black Pearl Pirates. Name, Makita. Age, 22 years old. Crew number, 01. Position, Pastry Chef, Skilled. Physique, 6600. Physical level, Sea level. Devil Fruit, Kilo Fruit. Special abilities, Primary Observation Haki, Primary Conqueror's Haki. Loyalty, 100, life and death go hand in hand. Meanwhile, the real world. Holy cow, Makita is actually using Conqueror's Haki. Obviously, Rifan helped Makita awaken this power. Green Pheasant, damn it, with such power, why does Rifan dare to use it for a partner, and isn't he afraid of her betrayal? Hehe, have you seen Makita's expression when she looks at Rifan now? I see that this little girl has completely fallen in love with Rifan, how could she betray him? Bald Eagle, unreasonable, this is unreasonable. Rifan has always been helping his partners to strengthen, so he should not have left too many points for strengthening himself. How could he have entered the sea level so quickly? Zebra, could it be that this guy has other talents that can help him become stronger quickly? Cole Lima, or is it that Rifan has completed many tasks and gained many points without our knowledge? Rifan's physique level entered sea level, and there was an uproar in the real world. In a short period of time, reports on this matter were circulated among major official media and self-media. It's no wonder, because if Rifan's physical level has only entered the D level, people still think that there is a certain probability that other reincarnators can catch up with Rifan. But after Rifan's physique entered the sea level, no matter how much the nationals and officials who believed in their own reincarnators began to waver. Rifan is not clear about the outside world. At this moment, he was looking at Makita in front of him with a smile on his face. The loyalty that follows life and death, now I can completely trust Makita. It's not in vain that I put so many resources on her. However, the Kilo Devil Fruit is indeed a bit weak. But instead of worrying about it when I don't have a solution yet, I can try to teach her the Marine 6 styles I learned first. So that she can become a master of gymnastics. Speaking of which, after the loyalty is full. In addition to the captain being able to use the crew's Devil Fruit ability, I can even acquire the knowledge of related positions. No wonder the copy space insists on setting up a position to locate the crew. Rifan thought as he quickly recalled the pastry-making knowledge he had learned from Makita. Although his pastry-making skills are definitely better than Makita's. However, among Makita's pastry-making knowledge, there are indeed pastry-making methods that Rifan has not mastered. I see, Makita likes to make this type of chocolate the most. Maybe I can modify it and teach her later. In this way, her pastry chef skill level can be quickly improved. Although Makita's pastry chef level is only proficient, and Rifan's reward is only proficiency. But this is not the end. As long as Makita's job level can be raised during the next fleet upgrade, Rifan, who is the captain, will be rewarded. That's why Rifan wants to help Makita improve her position rank. On the other hand, when it comes to Robin, who is an archaeologist, Rifan can't help her. But Rifan has full confidence in helping Makita improve her pastry chef skills. However, Makita, this woman, actually has memories of making chocolates with her upper body bare, and making chocolates all over her body. How did this woman switch careers and join the Baroque works when she is so passionate about making chocolate and opening a chocolate shop? Rifan thought of Makita's chocolate-making memories that were shared with him, and looked at Makita with curiosity. Of course, Rifan has no plans to tell Makita about this matter through knowing Makita's pastry chef's production knowledge and seeing some of Makita's cool outfits. Chapter 39, Meeting a Navy. Captain Rifan, thank you. Just when Rifan was thinking, a scent of fragrance rushed into Rifan's arms. Rifan lowered his head, and Makita's hands were already tightly hugging Rifan's neck. The next moment, Rifan felt the soft touch on his lips. After a long time, their lips parted, but Makita still did not let go of Rifan. Even though her face was flushed, she was still hanging on Rifan's neck. Captain Rifan, I feel so strong now. I'm so lucky. I never thought that I could become so powerful. Makita's voice trembled with excitement, and Rifan's figure was reflected in her eyes. Rifan smiled, raised his hand and patted Makita on the back. I said, I will help you become stronger. Since I said it, I will naturally do it well. But you're not yet proficient in the use of Conqueror's Haki. If it's not necessary in the future, don't use it anymore. In addition, you also need to strengthen your physical training in the future, Makita. Hearing this, Makita nodded emphatically. Now all she has in her heart is Rifan, so naturally she won't go against Rifan's order. It seems you guys had a great chat. At this time, Robin stepped over. Yo, did you ask what you wanted to ask, Robin? Rifan patted Makita's hand, took her off his body, and looked at Robin with a smile on his face. Makita proudly puffed out her chest facing Robin with her hands on her hips. It's normal for her to be proud. After all, compared to Robin's strengthening, Rifan obviously took care of her a lot. Subconsciously, Makita thinks that Rifan likes her more than Robin. Robin smiled at Makita, but didn't take it too seriously. However, Robin thinks that Rifan trusts Makita more than Rifan likes Makita. That's why he strengthened Makita unconditionally. Thanks to Makita's help, I had a smooth conversation with those people. Also, about gold, supplies, etc. They also promised to prepare it for us. Robin said, and glanced in Ganfal's direction. At this moment, they were looking at Makita in horror. Apparently they were intimidated by Makita's conqueror's haki. Humph, count them as lucky. Makita snorted coldly and said. That's good. Let's leave Sky Island after we bring supplies and gold that our ship can hold. Rifan smiled and nodded. Are you in such a hurry? This is the legendary Sky Island, you know. Aren't you going to stay here for 2 more days? Asked Robin. 2 days is too long, a few hours is enough for a little shopping. Compared to staying here for too long, I would rather help our Miss Robin find the 2 poneglyph in Alabasta. Also, our pirate team is too small now. I know some places with good crews, and I'm going to check them out. Rifan said. Now that the copy space had mentioned the Destiny team, and Odashi had been so provocative to him. And in addition to Nami and others who originally belonged to the Straw Hat Pirates, they are indeed good enough. Rifan naturally intends to try to invite Nami and others to join his pirate group. Even if Odashi has successfully seized Luffy body by the time he meets the Straw Hat Pirates. Rifan doesn't mind using the dark fruit to snatch the Nika fruit too, so that Odashi can experience what it means to be beaten by society. Rifan felt that when he really got the Nika fruit and the copy space issued relevant reminders to all reincarnations, Odashi's expression would definitely be quite exciting. Ah, Captain Rifan is so attentive to my request. However, Captain, are you simply concerned about your crew? Or, are you looking forward to some special request from me? Robin crossed her arms and looked at Rifan with interest. Robin, be careful what comes out of your mouth. Let me tell you first, my self-control is not very good. If I accidentally do something to you, don't blame me. The corner of Rifan's mouth raised, and he hugged Robin's slender waist and said. Hee, if Captain really wants to do something to me, I have no way to resist. But you should prefer women who take the initiative. Also, I know you don't like to force women. If you really wanted to force me, I would already be yours. Robin put her hands on Rifan's shoulders, without the slightest worry in his words. Then you'd be wrong, Robin. I do prefer women who take the initiative. But, when it's time to force, I will force it too. Although Rifan said so, he let go of Robin. As Robin said, although he is true to his desires. But forcing women to have sex with him is really not what Rifan likes to do. Not to mention, Robin is also his crewmates. If he really forced her, Rifan knows that it will only last after Robin achieves her goal of finding poneglyphs. The next thing she wants to do is to defect to Rifan's Black Pearl Pirates. Of course, if it is not a partner, but an enemy. Even though Rifan doesn't like to force women, but if certain agreements and conditions are added, Rifan feels that he may make some different decisions. Robin looked at Rifan with a smile on her face, with an expression of as expected. And Rifan shrugged indifferently. He turned his head to look at Ganfal and the others, and whispered. Speaking of which, the races on Sky Island are quite distinctive. Robin, do you think there will be a place similar to the Pleasure District here in Sky Island? Hearing this, the smile on Robin's face was even bigger. I don't know. Captain, do you want me to take you to look for it? On Sky Island, there is naturally no such street as a red light district. After Rifan, Robin and Makita got enough gold and resources, they used the unique balloon octopus of Sky Island to drag the Black Pearl towards the blue sea below 10,000 meters. Ganfal and the chief of the Shandia were relieved to see Rifan and others leave. They are finally gone. This man and his partner are really scary. Ganfal, people like us seem to have no resistance in front of these Blue Sea people. The Shandian chief shook his head and sighed. Indeed, maybe the fight between us is just a small fight in the eyes of these powerful Blue Sea warriors. Chief of the Shandians, why don't we reconcile and manage Sky Island together from now on? After sighing for a while, Ganfal put forward his suggestion to the chief of the Shandia. That's what I want too. The chief said calmly with a smile on his face. Goodbye, balloon octopus. On the calm Blue Sea, Rifan waved to the Sky Island specialty octopus that brought the Black Pearl back to Blue Sea with a smile on his face. At this moment, the Sky Island octopus, which has shrunk a circle due to the air pressure relationship between Blue Sea and Sky Island, also waved its tentacles at Rifan in a humane manner. Seeing this interesting scene, Rifan couldn't help thinking about whether to bring back the Sky Island octopus as a pet. Captain Rifan, there seems to be a ship over there. Wait, it's a marine warship? On the observation deck of the Black Pearl, Makita jumped down and reminded Rifan right above. Rifan raised his head, and what caught his eyes was a set of standard girls' outfits with blue and white stripes. Marine warship, I don't know who it will be. Rifan took the binoculars that Makita handed over, and looked in the direction Makita pointed. Soon, at the bow of the marine warship, a woman with pink long hair, rose-red professional attire and marine's justice shawl, looking particularly heroic, appeared in front of his eyes. This dress, it should be the female marine Hina. At this period, she should still be colonel of naval headquarters. Rifan rubbed his chin, and soon there were a series of plans in his mind around Hina and the marine warship that Hina and other marines were on. Chapter 40, First Confrontation with Marine, Confident Hina. Are we going to run away, Captain? At this time, Robin came to Rifan's side. Run? Why should we run? Let's talk about you, Robin. You should also change the idea of running away when you see a marine. At this time, of course we have to fight. I'm looking forward to getting a high reward by fighting the marine. Rifan raised the corner of his mouth and said confidently. Among the conditions for upgrading his fleet, in addition to recruiting a sufficient number of good enough partners, there are also requests for rewards for the captain of the pirate group and the general reward for the pirate group. And the higher the reward, the higher the chances of the reincarnated captain as the captain getting a high reward when the fleet is upgraded later. Long before, Rifan was already prepared to make big news. Even, Rifan has the idea of killing celestial dragons. Now that a naval headquarters colonel is at his door, how could Rifan shy away from them? Not to mention, Rifan also intends to use the ability of a marine warship to sail in the calm belt to do other things. Get ready to fight, Robin, Makita. This is our first fight with the marine, so don't hold back. Robin, you go to the helm. Makita, you and I are going to fight them together. Rifan rubbed his fists, and quickly issued the captain's order. Robin's current strength is relatively weak, and it is naturally Rifan's turn and Makita's turn to go to the front line. Robin nodded slightly, she understood why Rifan made such an arrangement. Although she was a little worried about fighting the marine, but considering the poneglyph hidden behind Rifan, she still went to the rudder honestly and steered the Black Pearl towards the marine warship. Captain, I will defeat them all. Makita waved the umbrella in her hand like a stick, her face full of confidence. With the powerful power gained in Sky Island, she now wants to find a place to make good use of it. I trust you, Makita. But remember not to kill those navies. I have other arrangements for them. In addition, when you are fighting, you should pay attention when using your devil fruit ability. What is under your skirt is exposed, you know. Rifan looked at the marine warship that was getting closer and closer ahead, and said. Makita, hey. Rifan, by the way, instead of blue and white stripes, I think it would be better to wear only white. After all, pure white suits you quite well. Makita's eyes widened, and she immediately realized what Rifan meant, and her face immediately turned red. Marine warship. Report to Colonel Hina, a pirate group with a pirate flag is spotted ahead. However, the marine does not have relevant reward information for that pirate ship. It should be a newly formed pirate group. A sailor ran up to Hina and made a quick report. A new pirate group, Hina understands. In that case, let's arrest all the pirates on that pirate ship. Hina said calmly with a lady's cigarette in her mouth. Although she was surprised how these pirates didn't run away after they saw a marine warship. But this does not hinder Hina's confidence in arresting pirates. Yes, Colonel Hina. After receiving Hina's order, the sailors immediately ran back to their posts and started making related preparations. Soon, the marine warship also aimed its bow at the Black Pearl, and the distance between the two became closer and closer as time went by. It's coming, the first contact between the Reincarnator and the copy Space Marine. Bald Eagle, hee, Rifan is a bit too bold for even daring to touch someone from Marine. Zebra, indeed. As mentioned in the copy Space, Marine is a superpower that takes root in the first half of the Four Seas and Grand Line. Only with a sick mind will you touch Marine. Hee, if you don't take the initiative to provoke Marine, Marine will not catch Reincarnators. But don't forget, as soon as the Reincarnators enters the dungeon world, his identity has been fixed as a pirate. Goat, although the Marine is strong, it is certainly not for everyone. This contact between Rifan and Marine may allow us to see the power of Marine. Kangaroo, indeed. All the Reincarnators live broadcasts are about the pirates, and this is the first time that someone confronted a Marine. It's well worth researching. In the discussion and attention of people in the real world, the Marine warship finally got close to the Black Pearl. Boom! 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 Accompanied by a rush of running, a series of black shells flew from the direction of the Marine warship to the direction of the Black Pearl. Facing these cannonballs, Makita, who had already changed into tight trousers, jumped. With the help of her Kilo ability, she let herself come to the cannonball flying to the Black Pearl. Then used the umbrella as a baseball bat and swung it hard to the cannonball. The cannonball carrying huge kinetic energy turned around and fell towards the Marine warship. Suddenly, the soldiers on the Marine warship panicked. Hina frowned, pulled both hands and used her ability to condense two black thresholds to intercept the shells falling on the Marine warship. Hina is very upset that the shell was intercepted and returned. Hina threw the cannonball she had stopped into the sea, and looked at Makita who flew out of the sky with a displeased face. Chapter 41, Makita's brilliant performance, subduing Hina. Kaya ha, it's useless if you are not happy. And in the future, you will be even more unhappy. The corner of Makita's mouth raised, and she used the Kilo ability to fall towards the Marine warship in conjunction with the parasol. Enemy attack, fire. Seeing Makita's approach, the Marine soldiers immediately raised their rifles and fired at Makita. However, the firepower of these guns is clearly perceived by even a novice observation haki. Cooperating with Rifan's sea-level physique and her Kilo devil fruit ability, Makita moves gracefully in the air, dodging all the bullets very easily. Damn it, why can't I hit her? The Marine soldiers were surprised to see Makita landed safely at the bow of the Marine warship, and their hearts were filled with anger. But even so, they were not afraid. After all, in front of them, there is Naval Headquarters Colonel Hina. After Makita landed on the Marine warship, Rifan also jumped beside Makita. However, he has no plans to make a move for the time being. For one thing, he wanted Makita to fight so that she, as a crew member, could get a bounty. On the other hand, he wanted to see if Makita could fight a colonel from Naval Headquarters with her current strength. So that he can have a general impression of the Marine's power in his heart, and even the power system of Pirate World. To be able to stay in the air for such a long time, you are also a devil fruit user. I guess this is why you dare to challenge the Marine. In that case, it's up to Hina to arrest you. Lined cage. Hina exhaled a puff of cigarette smoke, and the next moment quickly raised her hand and swung a fence-like iron branch at Makita and Rifan. Although the offensive is fierce, it is not fast for Rifan and Makita who have observation haki. Rifan dodged the attack with an easy jump. As for Makita, she walked forward and came directly in front of Hina, waving an umbrella and pulling towards Hina's chest. So fast! Startled, Hina quickly changed from attack to defense, using cage fruit to condense a defensive iron branch in front of her. Boom! The parasol hit the iron branch, and the powerful force instantly made Hina's figure fall backwards, and she didn't stop until she hit the pole of the Marine warship. Not only that, Hina was surprised to find that her solid black cage was slightly distorted by Makita's attack. What a powerful force, Hina was surprised. Hina's face turned serious, and she looked at Makita solemnly. Makita's attack has already changed Hina's view of the new pirate group in front of her. For the attack just now, even some pirates with a bounty of 50 million berry couldn't do it. Damn it, how dare you do this to our Colonel Hina? Shoot and kill this woman. We must not spare her. Hina was knocked into the air, obviously stimulating the Marine soldiers on the warship. They all raised their guns, pointed at Makita and pulled the trigger. As for Rifan, no one was on guard for a while. As expected of Hina from Marine. Just like in the original book, her subordinates adore her. However, with just this level of attack, there is no way to hit Makita. The corner of Rifan's mouth was raised, and he smiled and looked at Makita, who was walking gracefully amidst the bullets, like a dancing canary. At the end, Makita even closed her eyes, opened her hands and walked through the bullets happily. Elegant, really elegant, Miss Valentine, she has brought her elegance to the ultimate level. I thought Ms. Makita was a bad-tempered girl, but I didn't expect her to have such an elegant scene. I can only lament the power of observation haki, even a bullet can't hit her. Now I believe more and more that the dungeon world can bring the power to fight against the abyss. Just imagine, if Makita came to Blue Star, the long-range attacks of those low-level abyss monsters would have no effect on her at all. Green Pheasant, F times CK. This is the strength of a Marine? This is even worse than the performance of the Bellamy pirates. Bald Eagle, these are ordinary soldiers. The one who is really strong should be the female Marine. She used the ability of a suspected devil fruit just now, and she will definitely be able to catch Rifan and others. Just her? A person who was easily blown away by Makita? I advise you to give up your illusions, you know, Rifan hasn't made a move yet. Bald Eagle, maybe she still has a trump card to use and hasn't tried it yet? The Bald Eagle audience hoped that Rifan, who killed Ethan once, would be arrested or even killed. At this moment, they all set their sights on Hina in the corner of the live broadcast room. However, to their disappointment, at this moment, Hina did not show the previous strong aura, but was looking at Makita's performance with a shocked expression. This scene made the Bald Eagle's audience tremble in their hearts, and they had a bad premonition in their minds. This power, could it be observation haki? How could there be such a person in the first half of the Grand Line? Hina's brows were tightly furrowed, and her gaze at Makita was no longer as relaxed as before. Just when she was about to stand up and continue to deal with Makita, the situation changed again, which shocked her. Observation haki is really easy to use. Thank you for helping me with my experiment. But this also means that you guys are useless. Makita smiled amidst the bombardment, and the next moment she stared at the crowd. The domineering and fierce conqueror's haki leaned out instantly. In an instant, the soldiers who were still screaming and cursing angrily rolled their eyes and fainted on the deck of the warship. Of the hundreds of people on the warship, in an instant, only Hina was left standing. Conqueror's haki. How could you have such power? Hina's eyes were wide open, and she looked at Makita in front of her in great surprise. Even the attack that was intended to be launched against Makita stopped in mid-air. What? Surprised? But I just won't tell you. Makita enjoyed the surprised eyes from Hina, and felt more and more happy in her heart. Owner of Conqueror's haki, Hina understands why you dare to attack the marine warship. You're the captain of the pirates, right? Hina wants to arrest you, you have a Conqueror's haki, I must not let you go. Hina took a deep breath, and rushed towards Makita with an indomitable fighting spirit. As a marine, she knew that if the pirates of Conqueror's haki were allowed to develop, they would definitely become big pirates with a reward of over 100 million. At this moment, she had already made up her mind to capture Makita no matter what the price. Even if it is the possibility of falling into the ocean with Makita. However, although the idea is good, it is difficult for Hina to implement it. In the case that she does not have observation haki, but Makita has observation haki, every attack of Hina is easily dodged by Makita. Not only that, every attack of Makita made Hina feel like being hit by a heavy hammer. And within a few breaths, Makita grabbed Hina's hands and pressed her heavily on the pole of the marine warship. Chapter 42, Makita is not the captain? Hina is shocked. Easy victory. It turns out that Colonel Naval Headquarters has no way to defeat Makita. If it's in East Blue, Makita's power should be able to make her walk without hindrance. Well, as long as she doesn't run into that Logia's devil fruit user smoker. Rifan muttered to himself, put his hands behind his head, and leisurely looked at Hina, who was pushed against the pole by Makita. I have to say that Makita's body is really soft. Except for the chest part, she was able to fit her body completely on Hina's back at this moment. Taking a second look, Rifan even saw a beauty named Lily. Of course, only he himself knows whether he has the idea of changing positions with Makita. Makita, she has really become stronger. Even a marine fleet can't stop her. That man, to what extent did he strengthen Makita? On the Black Pearl, Robin sighed watching the end of the battle. At the same time, the Blue Star audience sighed when they saw the battle was over, and either excitedly or angrily left messages in Rifan's live broadcast room. That's it. Hehe, now you know that Marines can't stop Rifan and his crew. Even without Rifan, Makita alone can wipe out a warship. Haha, Makita is amazing. Conqueror's haki is also really fierce, it is completely a sharp weapon for cleaning up miscellaneous soldiers. Look at the expression of that pink-haired woman Marine, it's completely different from the beginning. Bald Eagle, impossible, Marine can't be such a waste, it's absolutely fake. Goat, that Marine shouldn't be weak. Looking at the situation now, I think we should all have an answer. Rifan and his partners have become so powerful that we can hardly imagine. Bald Eagle, no way. The gap is absolutely impossible to be so big, even if Rifan's physique has reached sea level. Green Pheasant, there must be strong and weak soldiers in the Marine, this female Marine is definitely the lowest in the Marine rank. Cole Lima, that's right. Just like there are 4 emperors among pirates, there are 3 admirals and marshals in the Marine. This time Rifan attacked the Marine, and he will definitely be taken care of in the future. I believe he will be defeated by the stronger Marine soon. Hehe, Rifan is capable of cleaning up as many people come. Cole Lima, your Reincarnator Jonel hasn't joined the Whitebeard pirates yet. Haha, if it continues, he definitely will be the one to complete the achievement of the first Reincarnator who can't join a pirate group. Hahaha. Not necessarily, the powerful pirate group is difficult to get in, like Akua from Elephant who wants to join the Beasts Pirates, and Koharu Momika who wants to join the Big Mom pirate group, and they will have the same achievement as Jonel, ha 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 ha. Camel, what's so great, isn't it just fighting Marines? Our Reincarnator Nasser is also fighting a Marine, why don't you pay attention to him? Green Pheasant, fighting. Speaking of which, isn't that Nasser of yours just following the other fishmen pirates to make noise? Camel, what do you know, that is to make full use of the resources of the pirates. As long as he can defeat those Marines, our Nasser will definitely get a lot of points and quickly catch up with Rifan. Just as the Camel viewers left their messages, a golden bullet screen suddenly appeared on the top. Nasser from Camel Country completed the achievement Defeat Naval Headquarters Captain / Marine Division Captain for the first time, a special reward of 500 points. Remarks, the position of Captain of Naval Headquarters is equivalent to the Colonel of the Marine Branch. This time, Nasser has defeated the Captain of Naval Headquarters. Remarks, the Reincarnators of the crew identity needs to defeat the relevant opponents to obtain the achievement, and the Reincarnators of the Captain identity or the crew can obtain the achievement by defeating the relevant opponents. The sudden appearance of the barge at the top caused the audience in the live broadcast room to pause for a moment. After that, countless barrages poured in quickly. Green Pheasant, how come, that guy actually succeeded, and even achieved his first achievement? Brown Bear, apart from Ethan and Rifan, this is the third Reincarnators who has achieved the first achievement. I didn't expect that Nasser, who became a fishman, could do this. Damn, that guy is really lucky. I saw it just now, he completely waited until the other fishmen sank the Marine warship, and took advantage of the chance when the Marine captain couldn't reacted to defeat him. Camel, so what, Nasser was originally a member of the Arlong Pirates, isn't it normal to rely on other members of the Arlong Pirates to get the chance to defeat the Marine captain? Camel, Nasser did a good job. He must have gained a lot of fighting opportunities after defeating the Marine captain, and now he has achieved his first achievement. In this way, he will definitely be able to grow up quickly. By the way, since Nasser can get achievements, then our Rifan can also get achievements. That female Marine should have a higher position than the Marine captain that Nasser defeated. The achievement has not yet been revealed, is it because this female Marine has not actually lost yet? Thinking of this, everyone turned their attention to Hina who was controlled by Makita. Camel, Nasser, ha ha ha, great, great, this time it's finally my turn to get the achievement, 500 points, plus the points gained from defeating the Marine captain. Now, my pirate journey can finally take a big step forward. Elephant, Akua, what a lucky guy, it turns out that fighting a Marine can also get the first achievement. Damn, I missed my chance. Bald Eagle, Ethan, this is a good reminder, it seems that we have to look for opportunities to fight Marine in the future. Green Pheasant, Otoshi, that guy is definitely not the Marine captain who obtained his position by personal strength, because the Naval Headquarters captain is definitely not that weak. Camel, Nasser, so what, whether it is relying on partners or other forces, as long as you can get points, it is the kingly way. Having said that, Rifan, have you seen that you are not the only one who can achieve achievements? One day, I will surpass you. Giant Panda, Rifan, hehe, just try to catch up. Rifan chuckled, turned off the personal communication interface, and turned his attention to Hina, who was controlled by Makita. Hina is a higher rank than Marine Captain, and I should be able to get the relevant initial achievements as well. It didn't appear at this moment, and it really is this woman who hasn't given up yet. Looking at Hina's unyielding eyes, Rifan thought in his heart. Give up, you can't beat me, Marine. If it wasn't for my captain not to let me kill you, you would have been thrown into the sea by me to feed the fish. You should also understand that as a devil fruit user, you can't survive in the sea. Makita clasped Hina's hands with one hand, and pressed her head tightly against the ship pole with the other hand. But Hina couldn't care about it, because she was taken aback when she heard Makita's words. What did you just say? You are not the captain. Is that man the captain? Hina's side face was pressed against the pole of the ship, her eyes fixed on Rifan, who was walking towards them holding the sea stone handcuffs and chains he got from the marine soldiers. I never said I was the captain. It's all just your misunderstanding, female marine. How is it possible? You are the one who owns the Conqueror's haki. Hina doesn't understand. Why aren't you the captain? That's needless to say, because my captain is a stronger and greater person. Speaking of this, Makita's eyes obviously flickered with admiration. Although her current state made Hina unable to see Makita's expression. But just through Makita's voice, Hina can imagine Makita's admiration for Rifan in her heart. This man actually let this woman call him the captain. Could it be that he has more powerful power? Or is it just because this woman adores him? A doubt flashed in Hina's mind. But seeing Rifan getting closer, she knew it was no time to think. If she is really controlled by sea stone handcuffs, she will completely lose her chance to resist. Her eyes were fixed, and two black iron rods automatically grew out of her hands held by Makita, and they hit Makita's abdomen directly. Makita, who thought the battle was over, didn't pay more attention to Hina, and even her observation haki had already been put away. Unable to defend, Makita's body was directly pushed by Hina's black iron rod made of cage devil fruit to move toward the edge of the ship. And Hina took advantage of this opportunity and rushed straight to Rifan, who was already close at hand. Chapter 43, Two Conqueror Haki on the same boat? Since you are the captain, then I will take you down. With this thought in mind, Hina's right arm swept towards Rifan's body like a whip. As a cage devil fruit user, when Hina uses her ability, once her arm passes through another person's body, she can form a solid black cage on the surface of her opponent's body. As long as he is caught by a tight enough black threshold, it will be difficult for a person with great strength to exert his original strength. However, although Hina has a good idea, how can she succeed in the face of Rifan, who is much stronger than Makita? Snapped. Rifan stretched out the hand that covered armament haki, and grabbed Hina's right hand as fast as lightning. At the same time, the free hand directly locked the sea stone handcuffs on Hina's body. Bound by sea stone handcuffs, Hina's body immediately limped and fell into Rifan's arms. Hey, ma'am, why are you so careless? Do you need me to help you? Rifan put his hands on Hina's back with a smile on his face. How come? Hina raised her head in surprise, and looked at Rifan's face in astonishment. Hehe, why not? My mates say I'm the captain. You don't think I'm an embroidered pillow, do you? The corner of Rifan's mouth raised, and Conqueror's haki erupted directly. Since Rifan wants to get a high reward, Rifan doesn't mind showing the fact that he can use Conqueror's haki in front of a marine. Presumably, if there are two people who can use Conqueror's haki on a ship, even if it is a rookie pirate group that has just set out to sea, the marine will give enough rewards. Although the consequence of this is that marine's pursuit will also increase accordingly. Conqueror's haki. You can do it too. Hina was surprised. Hina's beautiful eyes widened, she looked at Rifan in disbelief, and then at Makita, who was walking upright. Damn woman, how dare you! Makita came to Hina's side, raised her hand and waved towards Hina's face angrily. Rifan raised his eyebrows, and quickly reached out to grab Makita's hand. Captain! Makita looked at Rifan puzzled. This woman has no way to resist, let's forget about abusing the captives. Also, take this battle as a lesson, Makita. At any time, even if you think the enemy has been controlled. And don't forget to be vigilant. Rifan shook his head and said. Yes, Captain Rifan. Makita pouted and said aggrievedly. Then he looked at Hina fiercely again. Unexpectedly, Captain Rifan is still a good person. As a pirate, are you not going to abuse your captives? Or, you just simply think that this female marine is a beauty? And you don't want her to have a disfigured face when you assault her later. At this time, Robin jumped onto the deck of the marine warship from the Black Pearl. Walking towards Rifan and Makita, she said with a dark smile. When Hina heard this, her heart skipped a beat, and her body struggled even more violently. Feeling the subtle resistance of Hina in his hand, Rifan waved Hina to the railing of the warship. Immediately, regardless of Hina's resistance, she was directly tied to the railing with chains. And as Hina completely lost the power to resist, the prompt sound of the copy space appeared again. Rifan has complete the achievement the Reincarnator who defeat a colonel from naval headquarters. The special bonus point is 1000 points. Ha ha ha, did you see that people from Camel? Now you should see the gap between our Rifan and your Nasser. Camel, damn it, why does this guy get twice as many points as Nasser? Does it need to be said, because our Rifan defeated the colonel of naval headquarters, and our Rifan defeated her with hard power, and your Nasser can be said to be only utilizing dirty tactics? Camel, I don't understand why the Camel viewer upstairs is angry that Rifan got more points. Shouldn't we be angry because Giant Panda didn't return Rifan to our country? Fuck off, idiot upstairs, why don't you go back and see if your family is okay? Giant Panda, Ralph, well done, Rifan. Nasser, why are you silent? Or is it because you only got 500 points that you're silent? Brown Bear, Tatiana, Mr. Rifan is still the same Mr. Rifan, who will not give anyone a chance to surpass himself. Bald Eagle, Ethan, damn Rifan, even if you have no battle points as a captain, do you still want to actively fight Marine? Bald Eagle, Tina, I don't know why, but I always feel that Nasser's face hurts a little now. Hee. Camel, Nasser, you bastards. And Rifan, you son of bitch, you did it on purpose, you must have done it on purpose. Giant Panda, Rifan, I just defeated the naval headquarters colonel just behind you, sorry, I got twice as many points as you, just like Tina said, your face must be hurting. Camel, Nasser, don't be so complacent, you bastard. Let me tell you, I will have Colonel Nezumi here today, and then I will find a way to teach that guy a lesson, and then I will be able to get high battle points again. This is a reward that you, as the captain, cannot enjoy. Giant Panda, Rifan, really, then you have to work hard. Green Pheasant, Otoshi, Colonel? Does Nasser have the ability to defeat a Marine Colonel? Green Pheasant, Koharu Momika, I think the Marine Colonel Nasser mentioned should refer to the branch colonel. After all, Rifan is the only one who can defeat the colonel of the headquarters on his own. Grand Line, above the Marine warship. Rifan rubbed his chin, a thoughtful light flashed in his eyes. Colonel Nezumi, that guy Nasser descended on the Arlong pirates. This is really... It seems that we need to reach Kokoyashi village more quickly. Otherwise, the situation on Nami's side will be complicated. Rifan thought in his heart. Chapter 44, Hina, you don't have to resist. Asshole, what are you going to do to Hina? Although Hina is weak because of the sea stone. But thinking of what Robin said earlier about Rifan assaulting her, she still wanted to fight back. What I will do to you depends on your performance. Rifan folded his arms, and looked up and down at Hina in front of him with a pair of eyes. Hina frowned, only feeling that the eyes of Rifan in front of her were so aggressive. Damn it, is Hina about to be insulted? Thinking of the words and behaviors of some pirates she met, and thinking of Rifan's aggressive eyes, Hina couldn't help but sink into the bottom of her heart. However, looking at the fallen soldiers around, Hina couldn't even bring up the idea of suicide. She felt that if she died like this, all of her subordinates would probably not survive. Robin, am I putting on the face of a beast? Why do you think I assault her when you see my actions? Could it be that your usual intelligence is just pretending, but in fact, romance is what you are good at? Rifan ignored Hina, but turned to look at Robin speechlessly. Hehe, maybe I was influenced by you, Captain. Robin couldn't deny it, and calmly came to Rifan's side. What, you're Nico Robin? Hina's heart, which was depressed because of being captured, was raised again because of Rifan's words, and she looked at Robin in great surprise. At the same time, she was also comparing Robin's bounty when she was a child with her current appearance. Soon, she found similarities between Robin's photo on the bounty and what Robin looks like now. Really, Captain, you deliberately mentioned my name in front of this marine, right? So tie me to your boat. Robin rested her forehead with one hand and shook her head in distress. You know, Marine is still issuing a reward order with her childhood photos. Thanks to the difference between her appearance now and when she was a child, under normal circumstances, no Marine would recognize her. But when Rifan mentioned this, Robin felt that if Hina and others survived, I'm afraid there will be a new reward order for her on the sea soon. In this way, the possibility of her leaving Rifan's side will be more or less reduced. That's right, I did it on purpose. But I think my idea is somewhat different from your own conjecture. Rifan smiled and said. What he wanted was simply a high reward. If there is a crew member on the pirate group who already offered a reward of 79 million berry, then he, the captain's bounty must exceed this number, even if it was the first time he was offered a bounty. Watching the communication between Rifan and Robin, Hina's face became more and more gloomy. It's really Nico Robin. After hiding for so many years, did she appear again? Such a man will definitely not be a novice pirate. Could it be that they just went to sea, and the Marines didn't capture their information? Could it be that all the pirates and Marines who fought against them have already been dealt with by them? Thinking of this, Hina looked gloomy at the Marine soldiers lying on the deck. This scene made her more sure of the conjecture in her heart. Ha! Hina understands. If you want to do something to Hina, Hina won't resist. Even Hina can cooperate with you. But Hina needs you to allow the other Marines to leave. After taking a deep breath, Hina said to Rifan with a firm face. Hehe, even this beautiful Marine said that. Captain, do you need Makita and I to retreat temporarily to create a good communication environment for you? Robin raised the corner of her mouth and said with a smile on her face. Robin, you should stop for a while. Look, this Miss Marine has already misunderstood. Rifan shook his head, and looked at Hina with some shame. At the same time, Rifan was also a little surprised. Hina, who is so heroic in the original book, would say such a thing. Although this is for the sake of her own men. Misunderstanding. Are you looking down on Hina's body? Do you want to kill us all? Hina frowned even tighter, and her tone of voice was a little anxious. Don't worry, I didn't intend to kill you. The premise is that you follow my instructions carefully. Then again, since you are ready to sacrifice yourself, you don't mind if I take your coat off, right? The corner of Rifan's mouth raised, and he raised his hand to grab Hina's rose-colored suit. Hey? What are you going to do to Hina? Hiss. Before Hina finished speaking, she felt a strong tearing force coming from the clothes she was wearing. She took a closer look, and found that Rifan had torn her suit and trousers apart through the chains at a speed that could not cover her ears. As the sea breeze blew, Hina, who was only wearing inner clothes, felt a burst of coolness on her skin. On the other hand, the Blue Star live broadcast room, which was broadcasting Rifan live, also fell into a black screen at the moment before Hina's skin was exposed. What will happen next is something Rifan doesn't want people in the real world to know. Chapter 45, Sailing on Com Belt. You, damn! Hina will rebel before you release the other Marines. Hina won't let you enjoy her. Hina's face instantly turned into a red apple, and her whole body couldn't help shaking. Sigh, Captain was still saying no for a second. But now he is doing something wild before us. Robin rested her chin on one hand and looked at Hina with interest. Although she had some sympathy for Hina, she didn't express much. If I hadn't promised Rifan to be his partner before, perhaps I will be torn apart like her. Robin thought. Makita's face was flushed, and Robin's words made Rifan understand that her impression in her heart of him was once again frozen. But he can't tell them the reason why he did it, so he can only let Robin speculate about him at will. Robin, there's something I need to discuss with you. Rifan's expression became serious. Seeing this, Robin didn't continue to tease, but said seriously. Did the captain make any decisions? That's right. It has to do with what I promised you before. I plan to take it slow first, I hope you don't mind. Captain Rifan, is there any important thing you have to do? That's right. I plan to use this marine warship to go to East Blue first. The marine warship has the power to sail in the Com Belt. I want to take advantage of this opportunity. To East Blue? Could it be about the partner you mentioned earlier? That's right, I heard that there is a pretty good navigator at East Blue, and I plan to see if I can invite her over. Also, on that island, I heard that there is an acquaintance of mine over there. The kind that has a bad relationship. I see. If you can cross the com belt, it won't take much time to get to East Blue. Since you are the captain, I have no way to refute your decision, but please remember the agreement you made with me, Captain. Don't worry, I will do what I promised you, since I don't want to lose you as my partner. Rifan nodded with a smile, and looked back at Hina, who looked at Rifan with a look of disgust. In any case, now that Nasser among the Reincarnators has joined the Arlong pirates, Rifan naturally puts the matter of inviting Nami at the top of the current list of things to do. Although Nasser is unlikely to do anything to Nami, after all there is Arlong watching over there. But for the villagers of Kokosia village that Nami cares about, and even her sister Nojiko, the possibility of Nasser doing something is much higher. And now there happens to be a marine warship that can pass through the com belt, so Rifan naturally intends to make good use of it. However, whether it is knowing that the marine warship can pass through the com belt, or knowing that East Blue has excellent navigators, or an old friend Nasser in Kokosia village, etc., Rifan, who is a reincarnation, should not know this. Therefore, it is necessary to use the privacy mechanism to blacken the screen of the live broadcast room. But since there is Hina as an enemy this time, Rifan naturally does not intend to blacken the screen in the live broadcast room by taking off his clothes. I have to say that you are in good shape, no wonder your soldiers seem to like you so much. Okay, don't look at me like that. I just took a look at your body twice, and it won't lose a few catties. After all, the clothes on your body are like swimsuits, so why blush? This is very different from your heroic appearance just now, you know. Rifan raised Hina's chin and said with a smile. You bastard! Gritting her teeth, Hina struggled weakly against the situation in front of her. Okay, stop your useless struggle. You heard what we said just now. If you want to keep yourself and your men alive, just be honest and send us to East Blue. After I reach the destination I want, I will let you go. Rifan patted Hina on the shoulder and said. Asshole, Hina won't do things for pirates. Is that so? If this is the case, there is no other way. We can only throw these marines into the sea to feed the Sea Kings. Wait. Are you really just looking for a navigator in East Blue? It's just one of the purposes, and the possibility of doing other things is not ruled out. You're not going to loot civilians, are you? Plundering civilians is too low level, I'm not interested in doing it. If I really want to rob, I plan to rob some rich pirates, or rob your marine. Then when you go to East Blue, will you go to Marine Base? I don't have any plans for this at the moment, but I don't rule out the possibility of going also. You should answer my question, and you should answer within 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Hina understands, Hina promises you. Chapter 46, Hina has written down this grudge. Seeing Rifan counting down, she was afraid that Rifan would really throw all the marines into the sea. And Hina, who herself became Rifan's plaything, finally lowered her head. That's a good answer. Rifan smiled, reached out and removed the chains that bound Hina, leaving only the sea stone handcuffs on her hands. Go and change into suitable clothes, then wake up your men and steer this warship to East Blue. Also, I don't need to remind you. You should also understand that you must hand in all your den mushi first. Let me tell you first, I have observation haki in my hands. If you fool me, I will do some terrible things. The corner of Rifan's mouth turned upwards, at this moment he looked like a devil in Hina's eyes. Hateful. Hina must find a way to survive. Whether it's Robin or this dangerous Rifan, their existence must be reported. We must not let them continue to hide. Hina thought firmly in her heart. And this is also one of the reasons why she is willing to agree to Rifan's conditions. It goes without saying that Robin is dangerous. And Rifan was able to recruit Robin, and has a minion with Conqueror's Haki and Observation Haki. And he also holds a Conqueror's Haki himself. Even though Rifan's pirate group seems to be small in number now, Hina has classified Rifan's pirate group into the extremely dangerous category. Therefore, she absolutely does not allow Rifan's pirate group to remain unknown. What she didn't know was that Rifan had already planned to expose his pirate group sooner or later. And capturing Hina and his party is just an additional means for Rifan to increase the bounty they will receive. Rifan, Hina asks you again. I take you to your destination in East Blue and you'll get us all out safely. There are no other conditions attached. After the chain was undone, Hina moved her body a little and asked Rifan. Why, do you still want me to impose conditions on you? Seeing Hina with a serious face in front of him, Rifan couldn't help being speechless. This Marine probably thinks that you tore up her clothes but did nothing, which makes her feel a little uneasy. Robin rested her chin on one hand, smiling all over her face. Hina pursed her lips, her feet involuntarily moved together tightly. Like Robin said, Rifan tore up her clothes and acted interested in her. But in the end, he didn't do anything, just asked her to take his party to East Blue, which made Hina wonder whether Rifan would abide by the agreement in the end. After all, a person who follows his own desire is, to some extent, easier to see through than a person who clearly expresses his desire but can terminate it in time, and it is also easier to abide by the agreement. Is that what you want? Then do you want to add a few days of travel before arriving at East Blue, so that you can sleep with me? Come on, Marine, it's easy to get old if you think too much. I won't force you to accompany me, I just hope you can do your job better. I also don't want to see your sailors not be willing to control the warship to East Blue even if they lose their lives because I force you. I'm a person in a hurry, and I'm not interested in delaying business because of your body. Rifan waved his hand and said to Hina. Having read the original One Piece, he knows how much Hina's subordinates like her. If Hina is really assaulted, these Marines will be outraged and fight like madmen, ignoring their lives even if they know it's futile. It's okay to kill them, but there will be no one to sail the warship. And Rifan felt that it was inconvenient for the three of them to start a marine warship. Is that so? Hina frowned. That's right. Okay, you changed your clothes. Or do you want to just wear this all the time? As Rifan said, he slapped Hina on the buttocks directly. With a clear sound, Rifan clearly felt a springy touch from his hand. Ah! You, scoundrel! Snapped. Again. But this time, the other half of Hina's ass was targeted. Not going yet? Or do you want to try again? Rifan raised his palm in front of Hina, with a smile on his face. Damn, this grudge, Hina will remember this. Hina gave a coquettish cry, turned and ran to the cabin of the marine warship. Well, the comparison is perfect. Rifan looked at the two palm prints behind Hina's ass swinging left and right as she ran, and couldn't help but sigh in his heart for his control of strength seeing his work on her big ass. Makita, go and watch that woman, don't let her play tricks. Yes, Captain. As soon as her voice fell, Makita immediately took a step forward and came to the back of Hina in an instant. Chapter 47, as expected of Captain Rifan, he easily did what we couldn't. What? Colonel Hina, are we really going to help these pirates? Colonel Hina, lead us to fight, we don't want to be your burden. Yes, as long as you give an order, we are not afraid of death. On the marine warship, the awakened marine soldiers looked at Hina in shock. They can't believe that Hina would tell them such a thing as taking pirates to East Blue. Hina pursed her lips, looking at the performance of the sailors in front of her. While she was moved, she didn't want anything to happen to them. Since you know that Hina is the colonel, follow Hina's orders. Leto, set sail for East Blue, Hina doesn't want to say it a second time. Putting on a rose-colored suit again, with her right hand cuffed by sea stone handcuffs, Hina solemnly gave orders to her subordinates. However, the sailors who used to always obey her orders and could do anything for her did not choose to obey her orders at this moment. On the contrary, it became even more noisy, and some people even clenched their fists, looking like they wanted to rush forward to fight Rifan and others, snatch the sea stone handcuff key from Rifan and others, and release Hina. Seeing this, Makita frowned immediately. Immediately, she wanted to stand up and teach these marine soldiers a lesson. Let me do it, Makita. Rifan patted Makita on the shoulder, and walked to Hina's side. When the marine soldiers saw this scene, they all looked at Rifan viciously. Facing everyone's glaring looks, the corners of Rifan's lips arched slightly, and he raised his hand to embrace Hina in his arms. Asshole, let go of Colonel Hina. What do you want to do, pirate? You bastard, let go of Colonel Hina. When the marine soldiers saw Rifan's movements, they immediately ran forward to attack Rifan. However, just after everyone ran a few steps, a pair of hands came out from the deck and grabbed the ankles of the marine soldiers. Many marine soldiers fell to the deck immediately after being caught off guard. Some even had their teeth knocked out. Flower devil fruit. Hina was very ashamed and angry because of Rifan's actions, but when she saw the hand growing on the deck, she immediately looked serious. At this moment, she was even more sure that Robin's identity was the O'Hara survivor who was once offered a reward of 79 million berry. I advise you not to move, otherwise, your beloved Colonel Hina will suffer. While talking, Rifan gently stroked Hina's face with his hand. Without waiting for the Marines to speak angrily, Rifan went on to say. Actually, you are honestly acting according to my ideas. But I didn't kill you all because of Colonel Hina protecting you. I'm a man who often visits the Red District. It's hard to see a beauty like Colonel Hina even in the Red District. If you don't help us, I will be angry. And once I get angry, I can't control my beauty-loving character. Sailors, you don't want to see Colonel Hina spending the night with me, do you? At the end of his words, Rifan's hand was already at Hina's waist. At this time, although Hina already knew the purpose of Rifan's words, but being touched by Rifan, her body still trembled involuntarily. Even though there is still a layer of clothing between Rifan and her skin. Rifan looked at the many Marine soldiers who just looked at him viciously and yelled at him, but didn't nod and agreed to control the warship to East Blue even with his threat, so he couldn't help but raise his eyebrows. The next moment, Rifan turned around, supported Hina's back with both hands, and kissed her lips directly with his face close to Hina. This scene instantly made all the sailors including Hina widen their eyes, as if they saw something unbelievable. After a few seconds, Rifan let go of Hina, facing many Marine soldiers and pointing his thumb at himself. Haha, it wasn't any of you who took Hina's first kiss, but me, Rifan. I'll give you 10 seconds to make a decision. If you don't make a decision, your Colonel Hina won't just lose her first kiss after killing you all. Rifan said with a wicked face. As expected of Captain, he easily did what we couldn't. It makes people excited and admire him. With a faint smile on her face, Robin clapped her palms as if watching a good show. Makita, on the other hand, looked at Hina enviously. Rifan glanced at Robin helplessly in his heart hearing her side comments. Then he looked at Hina who fell on the deck and covered her lips. Fortunately, there is no water on deck. After confirming that Hina would not have the opportunity to use the water on the deck to clear the water stains on her lips, Rifan couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Bastard, you cunning pirate! Wait bro, don't do anything, it doesn't matter if we die, but don't implicate Colonel Hina. Damn it, this guy is too cunning to threaten us with Colonel Hina. Although the Marine soldiers were angry, but seeing Rifan attacking Hina indifferently, and thinking about what might happen to Hina if they continue to persist, everyone retreated. The sense of justice in their hearts makes them unwilling to obey the orders of the pirates. But the respect and love for Hina in their hearts forced them to choose to obey. Damn pirate, I agree. You'd better remember your promise, otherwise, I won't let you go even if I'm a ghost. A Marine dressed as an adjutant came out, clenched his fists and said to Rifan. Hehe, wouldn't it be better if it was like this earlier? Then I'll leave it up to you all. Remember, my eyes will always be on you, don't think about playing tricks. After Rifan finished speaking, he stretched out his hand to pull Hina up and patted the dirty things on her body, then took her hand and walked towards a set of deck chairs. Seeing that Hina was controlled by Rifan, many Marines could only choose to compromise and turn the bow to the comm belt between East Blue and Grand Line with gritted teeth. Although because of the black screen, I don't know what happened in the middle, but Rifan seems to have successfully snatched a Marine warship. It's not snatched, he just robbed a warship and took control of this warship. Rifan is indeed worthy. Bald Eagle, humph, using such disgraceful means to control Marine, what is there to be proud of? Camel, exactly, this method is too dirty to watch. Please, Marines are the enemy. Then again, many of you Camel and Bald Eagle Reincarnators are much more ruthless than our Rifan. That's right, many Reincarnators from their country take advantage of their identities as pirates to directly kill and loot civilians. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Nasser from Camel, who became a fishman because of his talent, still wants to use his identity to rape the woman in Kokoyashi village. If his fellow fishmen didn't look down on humans and were suspicious of Nasser's behavior, Nasser might have raped those poor girls and women. What a bastard! Haha, that guy is watched by other fishmen, so he can only marry a fish woman. It's a pity that there are no fish women in the Arlong pirates, only a human girl named Nami. Chapter 48, Sand Crocodile calls and questions Robin. Speaking of which, Nami seems to be very good. I heard from those fishmen that she seems to have become a navigator of the Arlong pirates when she was very young. Camel, you bastards, Nami is Arlong pirates member, don't think of snatching her from Arlong pirates. Hehe, that girl obviously doesn't like the Arlong pirates, she will leave the Arlong pirates eventually. Rifan seems to be going to East Blue with the Marines, it would be great if he could snatch her over. Speaking of which, why did Rifan go to East Blue? Could it be because the East Blue is the weakest sea, and it is easier to develop there? It's not impossible. With his and his crew current strength, Brother Rifan may be able to walk without hindrance in East Blue. Without being able to see the communication between Rifan and Hina during the black screen period, many viewers explained and guessed the purpose of Rifan's trip. And Rifan himself lay leisurely on the deck chair, enjoying the natural sunbath. Robin and Makita received orders from Rifan to supervise the Marines to control the warships. This is Hina's chair. Suddenly, Hina spoke to Rifan. Really, do you want to lie down together? Rifan smiled and pointed to his arms towards Hina. HMP. Hina smacked her lips and turned her face away in great displeasure. Don't just stand there, isn't there fruit over there, help me peel an apple. Hina is not your maid. Then you are now. Damn it, Hina is angry. Having said that, after seeing Rifan cast his eyes on the working marine soldiers, Hina honestly peeled an apple for Rifan. At this moment, Robin, who was supervising the work of the marine soldiers, came over. In her hand, there was also a den mushi that was constantly making noises. Captain Rifan, this call from Mr. Zero, how do you think I should handle it? Robin put the den mushi in front of Rifan and asked. She knew that Rifan was a pervert bully who might be monitoring her anytime, anywhere, so she didn't choose to answer the call from Crocodile privately. Rifan, Mr. Zero? Let me talk to him. Robin, then I leave it to you, Captain. Robin smiled slightly, and handed the den mushi to Rifan. Rifan didn't care about Hina who was on the sidelines, and directly chose to connect the call. Miss All Sunday, where are you now, and why haven't Ms. Valentine and Mr. Five achieved their mission objectives? From the other side of den mushi, a dull voice sounded. If you're looking for Miss All Sunday, it's not convenient to answer your calls now. Hey? Who are you? When asking someone's name, it's the most basic courtesy to report your name first. Miss All Sunday, are you with this man? Tell me what happened. On the other side of the den mushi, Mr. Zero's voice turned deep when he heard a voice that's clearly not Robin. What an impolite bastard. Well, even if you don't introduce yourself, I know who you are, Mr. Crocodile, one of the 7 Shishibukai. The Miss All Sunday you want to talk to has been captured by me, so it's better not to look for her in the future. If you don't believe me, I let her tell you. Rifan said, then turned to look at Robin. Robin smiled helplessly, walked to Rifan and said into the microphone of the den mushi. I'm sorry boss, just like what this man said, I'm a captive right now. Alabasta, in a dark office. Crocodile frowned, his face extremely gloomy. After hearing what Robin said, he took a long breath, calmed down his anger a little and said to the den mushi. Miss All Sunday, you revealed my identity. Sorry Mr. Zero, I originally wanted to use your identity to intimidate this man, but the effect was not very good. So that's it. Miss All Sunday, we'll talk about your matter later, now let me have a good talk with the man who captured you. Hearing this, Rifan said with a smile on his face. What do you want to talk to me about, Crocodile? While speaking, Rifan couldn't help looking at Hina who accidentally cut her finger when she heard Crocodile's name. Release Robin, or you will die a miserable death. Hehe, as expected of 7 warlords of the sea, even in such a situation, they can say such threatening words. You'd better do it, trust me, I have a way to find you. I understand, after all, you are the boss of Baroque Works, and your eyeliner even covers the whole world. But unfortunately, I don't like being threatened very much. You mean, are you going to fight me? Who knows, maybe. Besides, the conversation between us is over, so don't call my partner in the future. After Rifan finished speaking, he hung up the den mushi in his hand and threw it into the sea. On the other side, Alabasta, where the crocodile is. Bastard. Tell me your name. Hello. Hello. Crocodile frowned, looking gloomy at the den mushi who was sending out a beep that means that the other side was hung up. Ha ha ha. What an interesting bastard. Crocodile laughed back angrily, a strong killing intent gushed out of his body. A little time passed, after Crocodile calmed down a little. He raised his hand and dialed a number. This is Mr. Zero, I need to know about Miss All Sunday recent movements, people she has been in contact with, and everything that has happened. Also, find me the man who kidnapped Miss All Sunday. Then report his location to me, and I will unscrew his head myself. Chapter 49, Want to know information about MR0? Let's dance first, Ms. Hina. As expected of Brother Rifan, he is so brave. Hehe, a Shishibukai? Brother Rifan is not afraid of them. Camel, not afraid? Idiot. Rifan is playing with his life and it will be not long before he died a gruesome death. Camel, that's right. He just offended Marine, and now he offend a Shishibukai thoroughly, tisk tisk, I think Rifan can't live for 3 days. Don't speak past tense, friends from other country, be careful to be slapped in the face again, ha ha ha. In this way, Captain, you have completely offended Crocodile. As long as you are on the Grand Line, he can find you. Robin shook her head, sighed and looked at Hina, who was a Marine. How could she fail to see that Rifan called Crocodile's name in front of Hina on purpose? And knowing that Crocodile, a Shishibukai, is actually the boss of the killer organization Baroque Works, some investigative action is bound to be taken. Rifan probably wants to use the Marine's power to harass Crocodile. You don't need to worry about him. Aren't we going to East Blue? Even if he has contacts in East Blue, it will take a lot of effort to find us. Then again, I'm not afraid of that guy either. Also, I think Marines should also do some research. After all, Baroque Works is notorious on the Grand Line. Rifan smiled and turned to look at Hina. Miss Hina, when will your apple be peeled? Rifan, is what you guys said just now true? Crocodile is the boss behind Baroque Works. Why would I lie? If you have seen Crocodile and heard him speak, you should be able to distinguish his voice. But, Crocodile is a Shishibukai, why set up a killer organization? Hina doesn't understand. Hina narrowed her eyes and looked at Robin beside her. She finds that she seems to have misunderstood Robin. It seems that she just got on Rifan's ship not long ago. If Rifan hadn't lied, that means Robin is one of Crocodile's subordinates. And a Shishibukai sheltering Nico Robin, a devil child, is definitely a violation of the Shishibukai protocol. Considering the particularity of Robin, Hina feels that the purpose of Crocodile's establishment of the Baroque Work Agency is definitely not too simple. Of course, even if Robin did not join Rifan's pirate group from the beginning, this did not reduce the danger of Rifan in her heart. About this, you should ask Captain Rifan. Or, as Captain Rifan puts it, how about going to Alabasta to investigate in person after you've left safely? Robin chuckled, turned, and walked aside. Hina squinted her eyes and looked down at Rifan. Give me the apple, Hina. Hina raised her eyebrows and handed the apple to Rifan. And the sunglasses on your head. Hina frowned, but still took off the sunglasses and handed them to Rifan. It's really pleasant. Rifan put Hina's sunglasses on his eyes, opened his mouth and took a bite of the apple, enjoying the sunbath with a relaxed expression. Seeing such a situation, Hina frowned deeper. Rifan, Hina wants to know more about Crocodile. In that case, follow me. Rifan said, got up and walked towards the cabin of the warship. Seeing this, Hina naturally followed closely behind. After a while, Rifan and Hina came to Hina's room in the warship. Hina doesn't understand, why come here? Hina frowned, feeling a little wary of Rifan for no reason. I just don't want other people to know what I'm going to say next. Rifan laughed. Others? Hina doesn't understand. My soldiers are doing their jobs, and no one will hear us. Hearing this, Hina frowned even tighter. I'm not talking about your soldiers. The corner of Rifan's mouth arched, only he knew that the people he spoke of deserved to be Blue Star's audience. The next moment, Rifan grabbed Hina by the collar. Before Hina could react, a tearing sound reached her ears. You, what are you doing? You said, you won't attack Hina. Seeing her suit being torn apart again, Hina immediately yelled at Rifan in embarrassment. Don't get me wrong, I just feel like I'm at a disadvantage for simply telling you about the crocodile. So, I want you to do something first. And, don't you have a spare suit in your room? What's there to care about? After confirming that Blue Star's live broadcast room was dark, Rifan waved to Hina and sat on her bed. What do you want to do to Hina? Hina covered her front body with both hands, and questioned Rifan with a blushing face. Aren't you a cage devil fruit user? First make a steel pipe in this room. Then, you can dance around the pole. I'm not going to talk about Crocodile until you start dancing on it. Conversely, once you stop, I don't think you are interested in Crocodile affair. Rifan rested his chin on both hands, and said to the beauty in front of him with great interest. Yo, you pervert! Hina doesn't know how to dance like that. Hina gritted her silver teeth secretly, her eyes fixed on Rifan. If eyes could kill, Rifan believes he might have died countless times. Really, if that's the case, then I'll leave. Sigh, I was going to tell you, Marine, why Crocodile shelter Robin. But since you're not interested, let's forget about it. After Rifan finished speaking, he stood up, wanting to leave. Wait. What, changed your mind? Hina, W will dance. After saying this, Hina's face has completely turned into a red apple. Really? I'm not forcing you, you know, but if you like to dance that much, please start your performance. Rifan smiled and took the seat just now. Why you shameless bastard? Hina, calm down. It's okay. Anyway, this guy has already seen it, and now he just took a second look. And the suit has been torn. If you can't get any information from him, it's definitely your loss. Hina took a few deep breaths while making excuses for herself. She glared fiercely at Rifan, who was wearing her own sunglasses, and after Rifan uncuffed the sea stone for her. Then she raised her hand and used her ability to build a black column in the room. As for attacking Rifan while the sea stone handcuffs were released. After seeing Rifan's power, Hina didn't have such thoughts in her mind. She understands that with her current strength, she is definitely not Rifan's opponent. Just when Hina let go of the hands covering her body and put on the iron pillar she made with her abilities, Rifan's voice sounded again. By the way, your trousers are a little in the way, do you need me to tear them up for you? Rifan asked. Why you pervert? Hina will handle it herself. Hina clenched her fists and shouted at Rifan angrily. Chapter 50, maybe, I will become Shishibukai too. Tisk, boring. You're obviously in good shape, but why can't you show off your charm when you dance? After I release you later, better practice your dancing. Otherwise, if you want to get some information from me next time, even if you take the initiative to dance in front of me, I won't agree. Rifan raised his hand and patted Hina's shoulder, whose skin was red from dancing, and said meaningfully. Who wants to meet you for a second time, you shameless pervert? Hina swatted Rifan's hand away, angrily walked to the closet aside and quickly took out her own suit of the same style. Rifan shrugged, opened the door and walked out, leaving the space for Hina temporarily. However, Rifan did not go far in order to monitor Hina, who might take out a hidden den mushi from somewhere. Hina glanced at the closed door, took a deep breath and quickly changed her clothes, thinking seriously. Crocodile invited Nico Robin to find out the information about the ancient weapon in Alabasta. If this matter is true, then this matter must be reported to the upper echelon of Marine as soon as possible. Thinking of this, Hina took a deep breath, walked to the side of the room and opened the door. Rifan, Hina wants to discuss something with you. I want to discuss Crocodile matter. No. Hey? Do you know what Hina is going to say? I can guess what you want to say. Rifan, Hina will not report that you captured us. Hina, if you want to report Crocodile's matter to the higher authorities quickly, send us to East Blue as soon as possible, and then you will be free. Rifan put his hand on Hina's shoulder and half pushed her towards the deck. While walking, he said meaningfully. It's not that I don't believe you, it's just that there are some smart people in the Marine. No one knows whether the people above you will guess some information from my side because of your report. I don't want any trouble before I go to East Blue. You don't have to worry about me going back on my word. Even in the world of pirates, benevolence and promises are important. Although not every pirate follows this principle. But I am at least willing to pay attention to benevolence and righteousness, and I am also willing to keep my promise. After all, maybe I will have the opportunity to cooperate with you, Hina, and you, Marine, in the future. If I don't speak honestly now, it will be very difficult for us to get along with each other in the future. Hearing this, Hina couldn't help but sneer. For her, she just wants to capture Rifan with her own hands one day in the future and return to Rifan the humiliation she feels today. As for cooperation? How is this possible? Don't make such an expression. Maybe I will become a Shishibukai in the future and become your partner, Ms. Hina. Rifan seemed to see what Hina was thinking, and laughed out loud. You? Shishibukai? Hina doesn't think so. Hina glanced at Rifan's smiling face and said coldly. Would you like to take a gamble, Miss Hina? If I really become a Shishibukai someday, Just go and practice dancing, and then dance for me for 10 days and half a month, how about it? Rifan raised the corner of his mouth and said with a smirk on his face. Damn it, Hina will never dance like that again. Hina made a sound of shame and anger, raised her hand and slapped Rifan's arm on her shoulder and walked forward quickly. A few days later, East Blue. Colonel Hina, are we just going to watch those nasty pirates leave like this? The adjutant came to Hina's side, his eyes fixed on the black pearl which was gradually disappearing on the sea in the distance. Even if we catch up, what can we do? Hina lit a lady's cigarette and said in a flat tone. This. When the adjutant heard this, he couldn't help but fell silent. As Hina said, even if they catch up, they will just die. I didn't expect that man to actually keep his promise. Now he's done what he promised. If we continue to pursue, he will kill us this time. Hina has more important things to do than go after them. Everyone, set the destination to Logue Town, let's go there. Hina exhaled a puff of cigarette smoke and gave the order seriously. Yes, Colonel Hina. The adjutant saluted and immediately turned and ran towards the other marine soldiers. Meanwhile, on the other side. Aboard the Black Pearl. Captain, those marines didn't catch up, but turned around and went to other places. That direction should be the direction of Logue Town. Makita took the binoculars and walked to Rifan's side. Logue Town, it seems that she wants to meet her colonel friend who is stationed there. Don't bother with them from now on, Makita. Go and steer the rudder, and go to the island I told you about earlier. Hearing Rifan's words, Makita nodded, picked up the chart and walked to the helm. I didn't expect that Captain would actually keep his promise. I thought you'd kill those marines when we arrived on East Blue. At the very least, you should do something about that Miss Marine. But until the end, you didn't do anything. Robin crossed her arms and looked at Rifan with interest. Well, have you changed your opinions about me, Robin? To some extent, I feel relieved. In this way, the probability of Captain Rifan keeping his promise with me will be even greater. Am I the one in your heart who doesn't keep promises? I suddenly feel a little heartache, Robin. Really, do you want me to rub it for you? Actually, I'm pretty good at massage. Really? Then can you help me massage my heart? Hearing this, Robin smiled slightly, raised her hand and used her devil fruit ability to create a pair of hands on Rifan's shoulders and pressed them against Rifan's chest. Tisk, you actually use your devil fruit ability. Rifan shook his head, his words were filled with regret. Having said that, he went to sit down on the recliner and concentrated on enjoying Robin's professional massage. Not far away, Makita, who was controlling the rudder, looked at Robin and Rifan with her mouth pouted, the envy in her eyes was almost overflowing. However, after seeing the islands that Rifan specially marked on the sea chart, she still chose to concentrate on controlling the ship. Excellent navigator, I don't know if this excellent navigator is male or female. But it's better not another beautiful girl. Makita pursed her lips, thinking in her heart.